actually have to reverse that. You can still play that character, but I'm gonna have to find some temporal bullshit for that.
Okay.
Temporal.
I mean, I can play Ninky. Ninky is an ageless eldritch being anyway.
I didn't say that you can stop playing Oleander.
Okay.
No, I just have to explain why she's there, because I'm very explicit. I remember this. That this is going on during my unfinished D&D campaign.
Right. Okay. So what happened? What happened last time, guys?
We fucked around.
Zach, you cannot answer. You were too drunk. You don't
Let's see. We saw the John Wick play. It's pretty.
You
good.
did. You did.
Did we have more important things to do? Yes, we did. But it was still good.
You guys, we left the ball hall. We talked about bullshit. Tiana flirted with Davril. Davril gave her a kiss. Davril kissed like 2 other women or something like that. Victor met up with everyone and was like, I wasn't prepared to leave. I have my slippers on. And then we drank and talked about our plans to go to Althkatla and about the war. And apparently Lars knows some things because of Dame L'Oreal love letters. And Lars was like, please, can we get on the ship? And we delayed with the John Wick movie. And then Lars was like, can we please go now? And then Arsene was like, can we go shopping? The DM was like, fuck you and your magic bolts.
Yeah.
You asked for magic bolts.
Yep.
Wait, I remember. You asked for homebrew magic bolts.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you did. Well,
Yeah.
I did.
And when I said no to that, he's like, how about bolts plus 2?
1,000 gold.
Crossbow.
You crazy bitch. And then we got on the boat.
Min-max, kind of min-max.
We got on the boat. Victor flexed his bank account and just made the guy depart immediately. And then, in order to expedite even further, he put you all to work. And then Davril, unbeknownst to him, has found his arch nemesis.
Yes, you all were on your second day's voyage, or the second day of your voyage, towards back towards Althkatla. You are coming parallel to about where Baldur's Gate is, and as you did so, the lookout and the crow's nest sighted the never meet, excuse me, and Davril recognized the colors as maybe this ship is belonging to the people he was looking for, and paid Captain Stroff an amount of money to set an intercept course.
Didn't he jump off the boat?
Yes, Onted recognized the lamp,
Yeah, flash that at him.
and then he shot a firebolt that was a natural 1, which was still a 19 to hit. And Davril decided that jumping off the ship was the best idea.
Did he use the carpet?
No, he can fly. He can cloud walk. So he activated that and is cloud walking over there. And I believe Arsene said that he was firing a shot at the other ship right before, so I will allow you to get that off before we start in initiative order. But you did not say at whom you were firing. You just said at the other ship.
Alright. I just want to, like, maybe get a bolt in the mast.
You just want to shoot the ship.
Yeah. Shoot the ship.
Okay. Shoot the ship.
Oh, that was almost in that one.
Yes. 27 will hit this big-ass fucking ship. The bolt slams into the mast just below the actually significantly below where the sails are being pulled up, Titian has has ordered the crew to haul in the sails in the hopes that they could stop and thus take them off of an intercept course with you all, because they know that they can't outrun you because you all have the wind. So the bolt hits the main mast below the sail, quivers in there, a small crack runs down the mid-mast.
So, Davril, what's the game plan here?
I'm planning on, I believe those two people I have to kill in order to keep the promise I made to my own patron. So I'm planning on killing them. I know this is a bit of a diversion from our original path, but I don't know if I'll get another opportunity like this.
All right. Your circus, your monkeys.
Davro, are they at least shitheads?
I assume so.
What?
They imprisoned my patron, so.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Never mind. I thought these were just people you just didn't like.
No, I'm not that ruthless. No.
Just need to clarify. I'm sorry. Like, listen, you know, it's like Ian. You know, I don't know what's going on with everybody and their backstories. You know.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, it's the bandit captain's turn. He just runs up to the edge of the ship, hops up onto the edge of the ship. He's a real, he's not much of a looker, this guy. He's a short, squat, fat little ogre, and he hops up on there. And holds his action. Now it is Onted's turn. What is he gonna do? Okay, so he is going to push forward to up here on top of at the bow of the ship, and he's going to cast Gust of Wind along this line here.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
So he reaches his hands out, swirls them together, and just basically Kamehamehas a big gust of wind at Davril.
I'd like to counterspell if I can.
Are you within 60?
I believe so.
I believe you are, yes.
Oh, never mind. Oh my god, I didn't bring counterspell. Whoops.
I want to catch stuff, but I only have two.
It's just wind. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, that should be fine. Strength saving throw.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm bad at these. I don't think I can physically pass.
No, I don't believe you can. Let's see if how Bubbles does. Bubbles does not pass either. There's almost no way that this fucker is gonna pass.
I hope he does.
No. So I'm gonna draw. From here, like to there, is a gust of wind. It's 10 feet wide. And you are pushed, Davril, 15 feet backwards. Like just directly straight backwards.
Am I not prone or anything else too? Or?
Let me double check. Nope, but any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for it. It halves your movement speed if you are going forward in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So he is concentrating on that.
Oh, it's just constantly blowing.
Yes, it is a constant blow of wind, bubbles. It gets knocked off the boat.
What?
Oh shit. That's probably not good.
It's okay.
Man overboard?
Let me double check. Bubbles.
I mean, she can swim.
She can cast Featherfall. Yeah, that's what she'll do. That's what she'll do. She gets knocked off, and instead of falling the 20 feet to the top of the ocean, she just casts Featherfall until she can do something else on her turn. So she doesn't immediately plummet into the drink. It's the crew of the Empress's turn. This guy is going to spend all of his movement to get out of that wind. We'll say Poppy goes out there too. This guy's also going to try and get out of there. And the rest of the crew is just going to take defensive positions and do whatever Captain Stroff says. It is his turn next. He's going to look at Davril, who's been pushed back and is like getting his face blown back, like he's got his face pointed into an industrial fan. He goes, Davril, do you still want to go after it? I could run.
No, we're handling this. I don't know if I'll be able to get another opportunity. We got this. Just got to get two people, then we can be on our most. It'll take like 30 seconds.
Wait, we have to capture these people or kill them?
I'm planning on killing them.
Okay.
This was my moral dilemma.
All right. Do you want me to?
Could you save the girl that just went overboard?
Oh, yes. He will. Maybe. He'll run over this way. He's gonna have to make a strength saving throw. Since. Let's see. He fails. And also gets pushed 15 feet overboard.
I was like, oh no.
And into the water.
And Captain's overboard.
How many you sacrifice this fucking one time?
Yep. And he is in the drink. So, because
I
he.
feel bad.
Let's see.
Pretty shit captain, honestly, if you fell for that.
You should see his stat block. He's pretty confident in his own abilities. He just was too confident in his own abilities. Alright, is the bandit's turn. This is the... They are also going to take defensive positions up here and wait for their captain to give them any orders that they might have. Titian is now going to give orders. So I don't think they have anything ranged. Nope. So the Titian is going to give the orders to continue to pull in the sails. And the boat actually slides a little bit back from you all on her turn.
How does that affect the wind tunnel?
The wind tunnel stays where it's at. It doesn't originate from him.
Oh.
No.
Because that'd be devastating if it moved.
It would be. It would be. Huh. Davril, it's your turn.
Okay. Main priority, I have to save the captain, but kind of feel bad, and Bubbles. I feel bad for asking them to do this different. So first, though, I will yell out to these people. Look, I'm just after those two, and I point to the two high elves. This is going to be like the warning shot of things, and then it's up to y'all whether you choose to do after that. I'm going to cast Fire centered on here.
You're casting Fireball?
I do really want to. Actually, I guess let me ask this first. Do these people? I want to like scare these people off in a sense. Do they look like they'll survive a fight?
Make me an insight check.
Okay. 'Cause I don't want to instantly kill them. I want to like just like hit them and then be like, all right, this is what I'm capable.
I mean,
of.
you know that you could survive a fireball. I mean, these guys look fine. They look pretty tough. They look like able seamen. Probably survive.
All right. I will. I want to just. Is it an action to summon Rebecca the Knave here?
Oh shit. It would be an action to summon Rebecca the Knave.
I know she wanted in on this. So I warned them. It's like someone's gonna come like next turn. Let's now deal with this, and I will summon Rebecca the Knave, and then I will not go against the wind tunnel, but I guess go with it to. Does that cost any extra movement or not?
No, I would actually say if you stay inside the wind tunnel and you're going backwards, I'd allow you to do the opposite and double your movement.
Okay. Then I'm gonna get over the edge and I'm gonna go because she's slowly falling. So I'm gonna try to get the captain before he gets too deep in.
Yeah.
But I'll summon Rebecca the Knave as an act. And then next
Okay.
turn I get fireball.
Okay. And I will say as your bonus action, you could like grab his arm and then pull him out in the next
Okay.
when you're next able to do something. But you
Okay.
have a hold of him so he's not like actively sinking.
All right.
Yeah, so Rebecca will appear at the top of the next round and then she'll roll initiative
All right.
at the top of the next round to see where she falls. As you go past, Bubbles is just sort of floating there.
I'm coming for you next, kid. He's in the water right now. Just
I'll be okay. When you look down at her feet, you see that there's a swirl of air that she's controlling around her feet. She is an air genasi. She can probably get back up on the boat herself on her turn.
Yeah. I should
She'll be all right. She'll be all right. You're not a bad stepdad yet. You're not a worse stepdad yet. Okay, Arson, it's your turn.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Yes.
Is there a way that is there like a rope that I could grab and then kick something and suddenly be at the top of the rigging?
You could cut a line to be at the top of the rigging.
Let's do that. I'll just cut a line, and suddenly, my light form goes rocketing up onto the top of the mast.
Yeah, I would say that would count as your bonus action to get to, and you would still have. Okay. Yeah, I would say that cutting the rigging and cutting the line and riding all the way up to the top of the mast would count as your bonus action.
All right, that might change my plans a little bit, but I'll do that because I still want to be able to. I'm not sure if I could shoot through the wind, so.
Ooh.
So I'm trying to go up and over it.
Okay. It is. Let me double check how tall it is. It doesn't say how tall it is. I'm gonna say it's also 10 feet tall.
Alright.
Because it's 60 feet long, 10 feet tall, 10 feet wide. So I'm gonna say it's also 10 feet tall. It's a very skinny rectangle.
Now I just have to make sure that some of my combat maneuvers aren't bonus action. Oh, that'll work. First attack is going to this guy.
Okay.
This will be without sneak attack, but I am adding a distracting strike from my superiority dice. So I gotta add a d8 to the attack.
Okay.
Ooh. 16?
That misses.
Oh. I think that still uses my my superiority dice. That misses, and then I'm gonna try to hit him again.
Okay.
My second strike. 29, no sneak
Yeah.
attack.
That'll hit. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Okay. So we get 14 off of there. And he's got a roll con save. Oh yeah, he passes that, no problem.
Yeah.
So he still has concentration on the gust of wind. Anything else?
Nope. I used my bonus action to get up there. Action to attack. I guess movement. I'm going to actually just get like on the edge of the rigging.
Yeah, you could easily go up the yardarm. So this is not the main mast. This is the second highest mast. So actually, you are about 30 feet in the air, and then out onto the end.
This
So-
is the bow mast, and the one before that is the foremast. I remember pirate jargon, I think.
And as you get out to the end of the yardarm, you can see that this dark-skinned high elf there has, he takes his staff, and your crossbow bolt is sticking out of his shoulder, and he just brushes this, knocks the staff against the front of it and breaks it off, and the crossbow bolt falls to the floor, and he's just staring at you.
Yep, don't like that. Alright, that is my turn.
Lars, it's your turn.
I'd like to apologize to the DM already. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a token for that. Just realized I could have done this. So I'm just gonna cast it right next to Haunted.
Okay.
Haunted?
Onted? Doesn't matter. Whatever.
Eh.
What does it look like?
So it's basically whatever Dame L'Oreal has as a weapon, it's that copy.
Okay,
Dame
hold on.
Floyd.
She has a holy avenger.
Oh, it's a holy avenger.
Okay, it only aesthetically looks like that. It's not like literally that weapon.
Yeah, but yes. So,
Still like a great sword that looks like it was made by the gods just appears out of nowhere.
mhm.
Sword teleports behind you.
Okay.
Let's see. So, I need to hit the fucking button. Why is it rolling dice? Oh, that's to beat somebody with it, I think.
Yes. 1 second. I'm going to.
I do remember you can cast it and hit somebody with it in the same turn.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it is a
Bonus action.
bonus action to do so. You got to give me a minute because I have to add your copycat weapon.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not apologizing. I was like, I should have. Don't do this earlier. Let's see.
Right there.
Yep, right there. Outstanding.
Okay. And then
Appreciate it.
there we go. And you should have control of that now.
So Lars, kind of pulls out his holy symbol and kind of points it in that general direction, and light starts to kind of form together as if the sun is kind of focusing, and you could see this weapon starts to form from the sunlight. And then it's gonna hit Onton.
Okay. So 25 to hit definitely hits, because guess who forgot to pack shield? It's me. It's me. Yeah. He menacingly knocks the crossbow bolt out of his shoulder and is mean mugging Arson and the Holy Avenger. Your Dame L'Oreal stand weapon comes out and appears and just slices up the back of one of his legs, and he grabs it and looks at it, and then looks over to the ship and clocks the soft boy orc.
Oh.
Anything else? No, that's are you gonna move?
Yes, but I just had to ask. I had to clarify before this gets really important. Bonus action to cast, action to make it attack, right? Or
No,
is
it's
it
an
just...
action to cast, bonus action to attack. So
Okay.
you are out of actions for this round.
But
Next
going-
round,
Mhm.
bonus action to attack, and you can do something else as your main action.
Cool. Awesome. Could have used this earlier for action time. Never mind.
Okay.
As far as I can.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. It is Bubbles' turn. And let's see. Yep. Bubbles is going to just, yeah, Bubbles. She is going to, as her action, use levitate on herself, and so the wind around her feet coalesces to become more substantial than it was previously. So it goes from goes from just sort of very slowly falling. It coalesces and almost solidifies under her feet, and she goes up. And I'm gonna say that she ends up there. And that's all she can do as an action. As her bonus action, she's going to, balancing sort of in her cloud on top of the yard arm, look down at Davril and say, I think that you made the right decision rescuing the captain. You're better at this than I thought. And she's going to use a bardic inspiration on you.
Is that just a compliment from a woman? Is basically a bardic inspiration?
It's a compliment from his stepdaughter.
That's true. More powerful.
It's more
It's like-
powerful.
I just hear it's like I'm doing a good job in her eyes. Like,
Yeah.
thank you. All right,
I
Well, good.
can't do this.
I can do this.
And her inspiration die is a D8.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck.
Better than mine.
Oh, Bard, baby!
Yep. So now it is Maglana's turn. And she is going to... Yeah. She is actually going to... She looks just like... I mean, she's an elf. It's hard to tell how old she actually is. She has long white hair, and it's pulled back in almost a golden net, and is attached with braids around the back of it, and she's wearing a gown. But as she runs and moves, she moves with a lot more grace than you would actually think her capable of. And her skirts split a little bit as she runs down to the end of the... I can't remember what that thing is called on the front of the boat, but she runs down the end of that. And she's actually, you think, wearing leather armor underneath her dress. And she will... She's not going to do anything, actually.
Oh, no.
She's going to Yeah, she's just gonna take the dodge action, and she's gonna see if she can get a better look at who is on the battlefield right now. Arson, I think you're the only one close enough to see this. She's maybe 15 feet lower than you are from the top of this mast here.
Sorry,
And you,
did Ontid do his Constitution saving throw for concentration?
he passes.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. No, I appreciate it. So, Arson, you're the only one close enough to really see this happening, but you watch her scan the ship, and you get the feeling that she's taking in as much as she possibly can about everyone, and then she looks past where the gust of wind is, and you see her lock eyes on Davril, and her eyes get wide. Like, so wide you can actually tell what color her irises are. And what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 17.
She looks oddly familiar to you. Like, especially when you get a look at sort of like the shape of her eyes and sort of the color of her irises. They're brown, which really shouldn't be all of that out of the ordinary, but there's this sort of overlay of like really pretty, almost gold lace in the brown, and it looks, you feel like you have seen eyes that look like this before, but you don't know in whose face.
Right?
Victor, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna activate my boots of flying and fly over the gust of wind that they have active,
Okay.
and I can move up to 30 feet, so about here. And as I hover over the water, I'm gonna take out my wand and conjure up a gale force, and also shoot a gust of wind, but this one's gonna hit Maglana and try to blast her ass into the water. And it is a 10-foot wide beam, so it spans quite a bit of coverage.
Yeah. Onted is gonna counterspell you.
Oh damn.
Oh, damn.
Holy shit.
That's fucking rude.
Well, you were just gonna try and punt his wife off of the bow of the ship.
Wife.
I mean, you don't know that, but I mean, I do. He, unlike, you know, you're used to seeing the magic users in your family use, you know, wands as per your name. He has this staff that's nearly as tall as him, and the tip of it is wrapped in gold wire and has beads and bells hanging off of the top of it. And he whips it out, and you can almost see him yank the threads of the weave tight with his staff and yank them out of your hands when he casts counterspell.
Does he look like a wizard to me?
He does. Yes.
All right then. We'll see if you can keep it up. And I have nothing else I can do.
Okay. The bandit captain. Let's see. Does he have? How close is this guy? He's going to. I think he can get close enough. So he's just gonna look at Titian. Is this our fight? Do we have to fight these guys? Titian says, we are being paid to do this, you know. So if you want your share, you do your share. If you don't want your share, well, that's a decision for you. He's like, now he's decided if he is more afraid of Titian or you guys.
I mean, to be honest, I'm more afraid of Titian.
He rolled a natural 1 on that wisdom saving throw, though, so he's just going to stand there and waste his whole turn trying to figure out what the fuck he's supposed to do.
Relatable.
It is on Ted's turn, and he is going to... Let's see what he wants to do. Probably can go back over here. Okay, so for his bonus action, he is going to move Gust of Wind. No, he's not going.
No.
No, he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that.
Look that shit up.
Why not, Jen?
She just discovered a different spell on his list, and she might spitcast that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just a bonus action.
Gust of fire.
It's just bonus action.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, alright then. So he, as his bonus action, changes it so that it blows like this.
Buy bubbles.
You really don't like bubbles.
I just.
What the fuck? Granted, she's levitating right now, so she'll just move that way.
Yeah. So he also raises it up
Well, fine.
so that it also hits Arson. So make me a it's a strength save. Bubbles has to make another strength save.
10.
Ooh, you fail. You get knocked 15 feet backwards, and then you fall to the deck.
And
So you
how
fall
much-
30 feet onto the deck.
Okay.
So that's, what, 3d6 bludgeoning damage?
Yep.
Yep. Let's make Bubbles a save. I don't think Bubbles can make this save either. Nope. So she just gets pushed 15 feet backwards, floating in the air. Let me roll the damage. So, Arson, you take 8 bludgeoning damage when you hit the deck, and you are prone.
Oh, that's not that bad, but I'm prone.
Yes. Then, so for his action, what's he gonna cast? What's he gonna cast?
What's that, 15 feet? No. Actually, right here.
You know, he is just going to... He didn't like the fact that Victor tried to knock his wife into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to... He doesn't really take his eyes off of Davril, you notice, the whole time this is happening. And he just casually points his staff at you and casts Firebolt. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah,
And
that'll
you
hit.
take-
Oh my
you
god.
take 21 fire damage.
Bruh.
Oh.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
The Empress's crew is going to continue. They're going to look over the side, and they're not sure what to do, so they keep. They try and pull the sails in a little, because the last orders they were given were to keep abreast of this particular ship, and their captain is in the ocean right now. It's Captain Stroff's turn. He's going to he's going to grab a hold of your arm that you've reached out to him and hold onto it with both hands, and he's prepared to do he's going to hold his action to do the help action so you can help him get on the ship.
Okay.
These guys are they're holding their action for boarding. Captain Titian looks at you all, looks at her paying passengers. Are we getting paid extra for this? And Unted looks at her, and you can almost hear his teeth grind, even from this far away. He says, "You'll be paid extra for this as soon as I kill that one in the hat. I will pay you 3 times your fee if you help me do it."
Question, DM.
Mhm.
Do I hear all this? Do all of us hear all this?
You and Victor are probably the only ones close enough to hear that.
All right. Second question. This one's to the party. Who's attached to the apparatus of Qualish?
The giant friendly crab?
The giant crab. Yeah.
Who's attached to it?
Yeah.
I don't think we've used it at all.
So no, no. I'm not resurrecting it.
You don't have to resurrect it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I also do. Anyway, I was thinking, like, what if we pay the crew with the apparatus?
Oh, okay. I was going somewhere else or something.
Who are you? Never mind.
I thought we were gonna kamikaze it with the lobster.
That could work too.
That was our. Okay.
So, when Onted says that, Titian is going to move the ship and turn it so that it is on more of a direct route for intercept with the ship, with the Empress. Hmm. 3 times my fee is very hard to turn down. Careful.
Did Rebecca the Knave show up?
Oh yes. She would have, and then I had too much shit on this board. So she would appear actually where you were when you summoned her, which is like over here. So Rebecca the Knave appears.
I don't know if it's before he moved the wind walls. I don't know if she would have gotten actually blown back.
Yeah, it would have been before that. I have to pull her character sheet because I've got about 1 million things on this board, and I really no, it's okay. I really thought that you might hold that one in your back pocket for longer.
I figured she would want to handle this to sibling patron.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Now she gets to get blown through a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's perfect then. So she rolled in 11. So she would not have gone yet. this turn, but that wind gust is actually about 30 feet in the air, so she wouldn't have been affected by it anyway.
Hmm.
So we're on Davryl's turn.
Okay.
There we go.
I will get this guy the water. Get the
Okay.
captain's drop out of the water.
So you can, if you use your action to do it, I won't make you roll to see if you can pull this full-grown man out of the water.
What do I have to roll in order to? I'm assuming athletics to get him out.
Yes, but you would roll at advantage because he is helping you.
Okay. And I got burn inspiration. I'll do it.
Okay, yeah.
I'll try to.
Yeah, so I will let you can choose. You can use you can use your movement to get him back on deck, but you would end where you guys were back up on deck with a roll.
Okay.
Or you could use your bonus action and keep all of your movement and just roll for it.
I'll roll for it and I'll sacrifice.
Okay. So, roll athletics at advantage because he's helping.
Oh,
Oof. Roll. You can add a d8 for bardic inspiration if you'd like.
Yeah. Let's roll that bardic inspiration. Thank you both.
Oh.
See, 14.
Excellent. That is what you needed. So you swing him back up on deck over here. There we go. And when you set him down, you end up sort of on the railing, and Captain Stroff says, "Thank you for that. You know, like most sailors, I never bothered to learn how to swim."
That's concerning. There's like a high chance of that. Never mind.
the Captain Redjack and me is judging this captain.
Historically, sailors did not learn how to swim because they preferred the idea of drowning than drifting forever or being eaten by sharks. They said that they felt like it was a better fate to drown than to be cast adrift.
What the fuck?
That's so
I'm gonna blame toxic masculinity on that one.
Yeah.
that's sad.
All right. You have your action and your bonus action, Davril.
Assessing the situation, I see Arson has fallen. I'm going to. Arson, you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, you got this, buddy. Bardic inspiration, so Arson is my bonus action. So that's just a D6.
Alright.
I see Rebecca has shown up, and I will. It's glad of you to make it. I found them, by the way. Those two right there. I will point out both the shards.
Okay.
I only want to damage those two, so I can't proceed with the original plan. So I'm just gonna, right where I'm at, Eldritch Blast. I'll go for. I guess. Can I see what she's doing right now?
Yeah, she's just staring at you.
Oh, that's weird.
And make me a perception check.
She's taking the dodge action.
Yes, she has taken the dodge action.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no, you have no idea. She's just staring at you, and she looks prepared for something. You think maybe her face is a little bit shinier than you thought it was before.
Oh. All right. This guy's. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this guy. Let's say
Okay.
I yell. Rashaya says hello. For 22.
22 hits.
Okay, and then I'll send that.
15 does not hit.
All right, so 22, 13 points of damage.
All right. So that's okay. He's not going to use his reaction. Okay. You hit him with the Eldritch Blast, and you say Rashaya says hello, and he says, "You should tell her that I'm coming for her after I'm finished with you, bastards."
That's pretty harsh, but we'll get the chance. Very hard to kill. That's it for me.
Your father wasn't.
Ho!
Fuck that's supposed to mean?
It's Arson's turn now.
Arson's gonna use half his movement to stand up. There's like a lot of cracking. His old dad back snaps back into place. And he goes, alright, flips the crossbow out like Arnold in one of the Terminators, and is going to shoot shoot on Ted, because fuck him and his gust.
He's
Okay.
Terminator 2, sir.
Oh, I'm gonna use
16 misses.
precision strike and add a
Okay.
D8 to that.
You have Bardic Inspiration also.
I do
Which is a
have Bardic
D6.
Inspiration. I'm gonna use that first.
You're awesome.
20.
No,
That
you.
hits. That
And now-
hits.
Now that that's hit, I'm using Distracting Strike and adding a D8 to the damage.
Okay.
So he takes no sneak attack, just 17 plus 7, which is 24.
Okay. Alrighty. He takes it and he catches one under the collarbone, and then the other one, the distracting shot, it sort of like splinters and actually comes out the top of his collarbone. It does a little bit of extra damage, and he cracks his neck and pulls the bolts free in a V over his collarbone. He finally looks bloodied.
Cool. I'm going to use my second attack,
Okay.
and I'm going to take that advantage to do my sneak attack. And that's a nat 20.
Okay.
Shit. Hell yeah.
Woo!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Arson just like aims down the crossbow, clicks a button on the under end of the crossbow, and a little scope pops up, and he just shook, and you see the bolt fly through all the rigging and right by Victor's like waist or something, and then land right where the first bolt did. But this time going straight through and landing in the back in the railing behind him.
Okay.
And he takes all of that.
41.
Mm-hmm. He does. He takes it. He's as he's breaking the crossbow bolt out of his collarbone, you catch him across the other side of his throat, and it just digs a deep gouge into the side of his neck, and blood starts pouring out.
And then, how close is he? Can I finish this? No. No, he's not he's not close enough. I'm going to bonus action. And I'm going to move to the railing and bonus action hide.
Okay.
Rogue gonna rogue.
Yep. Roll for your to hide. Roll stealth.
24.
Yeah. All right. You feel reasonably hidden. It is Rebecca, the knave's turn, and she shows up, and it's a poof, and you're expecting it to be wind or air or something, and she actually just shows up in a like a sparkle of blood.
Oh.
She's a blood hunter, if you remember.
That's
So as she lands on the deck, just like a almost like a flower of blood blooms around her, and she's like, her hair's wet. She'd been like just got out of the shower. She's got her armor on, at least, but when you look down, she's wearing bunny slippers on her feet, so she hasn't put on her shoes yet to leave the house.
Hey,
But
sis.
she is armed, and she turns around. You know, when I gave you that card, I did not think that you were going to use it, like, immediately.
Well, I mean, hey sis, nice to see you again so soon too. Well, I didn't know you would not be ready to go. Look, I found them, you know, and I thought you would want to get involved in this.
N- You know that is, I appreciate this. Well, let us see what I can do. So
What's up with this?
she looks at Onted, who appears to be the only one. Oh, he's not close enough. So what she'll do then? Ooh, wonderful. She's gonna use Face Step and just jauntily teleport over here onto the bow of this ship. And then she is going to. She looks at Onted, who is lurking worse for wear, and she looks at Maglana, who is not. And she will just jauntily walk up the up the bow, and she's gonna stab her. Oh, that's supposed to be a disadvantage because she took the dodge action. Oh. Good thing she did, because that misses. She reaches out with her rapier, and as she does, a slick of blood goes down the tip of this blade, but Maglana whips a dagger out of her sleeve and parries it away. And then she's gonna try again. And does hit, actually, for 9 piercing damage. There we go. And as she does, Maglana cries out a little bit, and holds her hand to her shoulder. And you feel, Davril, you feel like you see this happen, and you feel like you should feel satisfaction watching this woman get her comeuppance. And something just feels wrong about watching this woman's blood be spilled. Lars, it's your turn. Devil, did you want to say anything in between rounds?
I guess, yeah. Would I be able to make, I don't know, is there any way to make an insight on that or myself to why I feel a bit off?
Yeah, you can make an insight check on this. You keep thinking about when you first saw her face and how very familiar it felt to you. And you realize that the eyes that you saw, that the shape of her brow and her cheekbones, you've seen them before. You've seen them almost every day because they're the ones that you see in the mirror.
I think he's definitely struggling. I guess a bit. It's like no way, it can't be. I think he's very conflicted right now.
Okay. Lars, it's your turn.
Did he vocalize any of that?
You can see there's a look on his face. Something bothering him.
Lars is gonna pull out of. He has his billowing cape full of stars. He grabs one of the stars off the cape, and Ninja Star chucks it at the guy, at Omton.
Okay.
I'm going to cast. Let me get it. Oh, it's just magic missile. It automatically hits, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Motherfucker! Jesus Christ!
Yep.
Wait, so tell me if I'm understanding this right. It creates 3 darts on 1 charge, so that means I roll it 3 magic missiles, or I hit
Yeah.
attack 3 times.
Mhm.
Okay, what the fuck? That's bullshit. All right, whatever. I'm just gonna attack him 3 times with some magic missiles.
If he had shield would automatically block it.
Does that block? Is he able to block that one?
Somebody forgot to pack shield,
Yeah, that's true.
and that somebody is the DM. So, no.
These are all going
Okay.
at him.
Okay, so that's 10 damage.
It's okay, I
They-
didn't pack counterspell.
Brrr, and they hit him, and he takes the force damage in the chest, and the wind is knocked out of him, and he's panting, but he spares a brief look at you as you do this, at you, and then his eyes turn back to Davril again.
Should we let Davro finish him off?
The dice just don't think so.
Yeah, 9 does not hit. The Holy Avenger swings out, and it's almost like Lythander's like, "Oh no, man! You sure this is your? I don't know if this is for you."
I'm gonna move on. And that's it for my turn.
Okay. It's Bubbles' turn. And what's Bubbles gonna do? So, Bubbles is going to Okay. She let's see how close Rebecca is to her. Cool. She just flexes her shoulders, and the cape that she's wearing almost seems to get longer and expand and becomes glittery with sequins and sort of the sparkle of stars. And she's going to use Mantle of Inspiration, and everybody gets 8 temporary HP.
Nope.
Why, thank you, Bubbles.
You're welcome. One good turn deserves another. And then for her action, what'd she do? She's going to just... Yeah, she's gonna fire at Maglana with her crossbow. And that doesn't hit. You see a shot of lightning just fling out of this crossbow, and it passes between Maglana and Rebecca the Knave, where they're engaged in combat, and the static electricity, the electricity from it actually like poofs up their hair a little bit and crackles on the way past, but she misses.
Damn, I gotta get a crossbow like that.
It's Maglana's turn, and she's clutching at her shoulder where she's been stabbed, and she's face to face with Rebecca, and says, I don't want to do this. I will do this, but I don't want to. There's been enough loss in my life. And she will once again take the dodge action. Victor.
It's not every day that I get to fight another wizard. We're gonna have to do this one the old-fashioned way. As he prepares his wand, places it in the left hand, and uses his boots to fly toward... What's his name? Auntid?
Haunted, yeah.
Auntid? And I punch him. Superman punch!
Okay. Right.
22 to hit.
Oh, okay.
I right hook his ass
That hits.
for 5 damage.
Sorry,
Okay.
your backstory, my bad.
Yeah, you come over and just punch him square in the jaw. And he, up close, he's a pretty commanding presence. He's not so tall, but he's very upright and sort of broad-shouldered. And as you get the impression that he is significantly old, not as much older than he looks.
Wow.
If you were a half elf or a human, he might look like he was in his, middle 50s or so. But even for a high elf, you think that he has probably used some sort of arcanery to prolong his life longer than maybe his youth longer than maybe he should have.
I have a question. I've never had to ask this question before. So, two-weapon fighting allows you to use your bonus action to strike with a light melee weapon. Is a fist considered a light weapon?
No, it is not.
No. It's not. It's an unarmed strike, so it's not a weapon.
In this case, I guess
Only monks can use that skill.
I'm going to do the death dance.
Okay. Okay. It's the bandit captain's turn. He's still in the midst of a crisis, and he takes, looks at Titian, and he's like, well, if there's somebody here I can try and stab now. So he goes over there.
I'm an idiot. I have a dagger.
I could have stabbed the guy.
I could have stabbed his ass.
21 to hit. The bandit takes a slash at you, Victor.
Oh dear. That's not good.
That's 6 slashing damage.
Yeah, 21's my AC.
And second one misses. And then he shanks you with the dagger for a 23 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
for 5 piercing damage. It's on Ted's turn. And he looks around and he looks at his wife and he looks at the ship full of people and Rebecca the knave and Victor who's directly up his ass. And he's like, He looks around and he is going to cast a spell.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. He reaches into the breast pocket of his robe and pulls out a tuning fork and slams it on the side of his staff, and he casts plane shift on himself.
You can't stop that, Victor.
Nope. I don't have counterspell.
Right.
Counter spell.
Okay.
I need to beat a 17.
Oh.
Are you in range? You
Oh
are in
my
range.
god, he's in range.
I've been ranked. What is it? My modifier.
It's 10 plus your modifier. You roll. It's an Arcana roll. So roll Arcana,
Okay.
and you need to beat a 17.
Okay. I do not.
No,
Hmm.
he goes. He's gone. He gone. Yeah, he is. He's out of there. And when he leaves, everything seems to stop, except for Rebecca the Knave, who is holding her. She's holding her dagger in her offhand, and looks like she is about to take a stroke across Meglana's throat. But she's just holding it there. Titian says, if we're not getting paid anymore, I'm not particularly interested in this fight. And as she says that, all of the crew on her ship drop their weapons and put their hands up.
Are we out of initiative now?
That is going to depend on who's the next one. So Captain Stroff is just looking to Davril everybody on that side.
I would ask him to get
Rocks.
the ship closer, if possible.
Okay. Yeah, these guys are grouped up, so I'm just gonna move this ship. Well, they weren't grouped. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Come here, you. Oh my gosh. That's what happens when you have too many things on the field. There we go. So it is moved closer on Captain Stroff's turn. And it is now your turn, Davril. So Rebecca is engaged with Maglana.
I'll use my full movement and action to get right there. Rebecca.
Okay.
Whoa, slow down, time out. Looking at McLona, you look very. Who are you? Ray? I gotta ask before. Who are you?
And she, like, almost. What will Rebecca will, when you say that, Rebecca will take 2 steps back and let go of her and say, "This is on you." And Maglana just looks at you, and she has just tears pouring down her face, and she reaches out to put one hand on your cheek, and she realizes that she's got a dagger in the other hand, and she just drops it into the ocean. And she reaches out for both sides of your face and turns it. You look just like your father. I didn't think that I would ever see you again. I I'm It's been a long time since I thought about it. I couldn't think about it. How could you? I'm your mother.
Oh fuck.
If I were to have cast Fireball back when I was there, would that have accidentally killed him?
No, I'm nicer than that.
Okay,
No, I'm
yes.
nicer than that.
It would have probably killed everyone else on the boat, but I am.
Yeah,
nicer
I
than
didn't
that.
want to kill everyone. I just at that point wanted to just kill them. What? What? Okay. I don't think. You. I was dead set on. Not gonna lie. Yeah, okay. I need a full explanation. Your mom. Okay, I time out, everyone. I need full explanation. Go.
Tavro, how about we have this discussion below deck? I'm gonna handle the crew. Not handle the crew. It's just. But I feel like you and your mother.
Yes.
I need to have a private conversation.
We're in the. Also, kind of a. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Arson. We need to discuss this. I need a full story.
I think you deserve as much. Yeah, and she'll follow you below deck. I assume you would go to your cabin on the Empress, which
Yeah.
is a very comfortable place to be. Rebecca the Knave is like, you burnt that thing I gave you already, and I didn't even get to kill anyone.
Can we get another one?
Speaking about I'm sorry. He got away, but I guarantee I'll find him next time. Well, can I have another one as well?
Fine.
Thank
Don't
you
know
so
how
much.
I'm getting back.
Actually, Captain. I'd yell at Captain Titian.
I
Where are you headed now?
Baldur's Gate?
Are we halfway to Baldur's Gate? Anyway, can you
We're
actually?
like 6 hours from Baldur's Gate. You can see the harbor right there.
Rebecca, do you need just transport back?
I would prefer to go back to Waterdeep. I hate Baldur's Gate.
Alright. If I give you 600 gold, will it take this moon back to Waterdeep?
For 600 gold.
Is that not a lot?
Do I look like that would be a lot to me?
Alright. How about this?
I'll toss in an extra 400. That's 1,000.
Maglana will say, my husband offered her 2,000 to take us to Baldur's Gate and to not ask any questions.
How about pull out the big ass apparatus of Qualesh and place it on the deck? How about this?
Do I look like a submariner? Maglana will just say, there's 1,000 platinum in my chest in my cabin. Take her back. Don't tell anyone where we're going and you can have it. And Titian says, well, why didn't you say so? Come aboard, hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
And Rebecca will sigh and she drags one of her sharp thumb cuffs across her palm And out of the blood, she pulls another card and hands it to Davril.
I promise I will. Next time we'll get him. At least we know his face. That's something. I'm sorry, I called you out here.
It's okay. My feet are cold. Maybe
Nice.
somebody on this ship will have boots my size.
Nice slippers though.
Thank you. And she'll get on the ship, and they will depart. Yeah. And they will... Titian spins the wheel, and the ship reverses course and starts heading north again. For 10,000 gold, Titian will... I'll do it on thin rations and double time.
$10,000 gold.
Buys a very big hat. So Maglana will go down to your cabin with you. Do you... I guess you probably have many questions. A lifetime of questions.
A shit ton, yeah.
Yes.
The one that left on that, he's. I mean, he said, "Dad, I picked up. He's not my dad, but I just need to be sure he is not my father." There's been a running case as a bad father that I've come across, so I just want to be 100% sure.
No, he is not your father. Thankfully, that man's rotten seed never took root in my womb. He wasn't always like that. We were young and in love once. And he began to study the planes and began to study summoning and began to study primordials and elementals and just kept pursuing power and collecting. First it was things, rare objects, and then it was people. Rare people from different places and different planes. And he stored them like collector's items. And it was so gradual. So gradual I almost didn't notice over the course of 200 years how long does it take to see the shift of a tectonic plate? And then I met your father, who was not at all like Haunted. Nothing like Haunted. And he was handsome. And he was clever. And he was such a good liar. And he made me feel like the only woman who had ever been born. And I loved him. And
I guess this is where you tell me something happened.
yes. Yes. Razak. I was pregnant with you. And I was so happy. We were so happy. Until it became clear to everyone else that I was pregnant. You can only hide it for so long. And Aunt Ted was happy enough to ignore my indiscretions if it didn't embarrass him. And then it did. Because we'd been married 300 years and never had a child. And then suddenly I had a new paramour. And I was pregnant. And we ran for a little while, your father and me. But money and power can get you a lot of places, and we couldn't run forever. Not when I was so big and so near to give birth. And we had to stop because you were coming just any day, and he caught us. And I was still in the birthing bed, and you were just so small and so perfect. And he tried to kill you, your father. And she'll roll up one sleeve of her gown and show this deep, ragged scar down the inside of her arm. This was the blow meant for you. I took it instead. I would have rather died. And Razak ran with you. He ran. I asked you, that was the only thing. I distracted him as long as I could, and your father ran. But there's only so far you can go. So he hid you with his best friend, and he came back to get me. And he didn't make it out a second time. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've lived a long time, and I would rather he have been able to live out the rest of his mortal life. I died instead of him. But, you know, a trophy is a trophy. And that's what I've been to my husband these last decades. It's a trophy, another piece of his menagerie. I hope that you are still alive, though. I felt like maybe I would know if you weren't.
Well, that's a lot.
Yes. Maybe I could have done that in a slower way, but you hold your story in for decades, for 30 years, and it's like a broken dam, you know?
Yeah. I don't know where on that disappeared to, but you think he's coming back for you at least?
He always has. How could he go home and face the other nobles with a wife who's left him?
Is there no such thing as, like, I don't know, immortal divorce? Sorry,
There is
I'm
if
not
your
that.
husband's not if your husband's not a sociopath.
Good point. Good point.
I'll be in that case, then I'll be ready next time.
I hope so. I I don't. I never wanted you to pay for my sins. I never. But that's what being a parent is, I guess. Not that I would have been much of a parent. Passing your sins to your children.
It's all right. I think I turned out all right. Would have maybe could have been some different things that could have been good to have a mother around for, but I think I came out all right, so don't need to worry about that.
You're so grown up. I missed so much, and I hope that you were happy. At least some of the time.
It reflects on stuff, his whole life, ignoring kind of the situation, thinking about friends he has now, like Lars, Ian, even Arson, and Juan, all the experience he went through. I am. There's been some ups and downs, but if it meant, I wouldn't be able to meet some of the good people I know today, I'm satisfied with how things turned out. I know they could have been better, but maybe better, being with you, but I am happy.
God, I don't know much about being a mother, but I think if your kid comes out happy, then it's okay.
What kind of? I'll give her the rundown, kind of, I guess where we're headed.
Mhm.
I don't really necessarily. I guess this kind of sounds. I don't want to use you as bait or anything, but I figured that would probably come back for you. So that's something I definitely have to handle, and it's a lot more personal now. I could ask someone who could set you up a place to stay and be protected.
If you want me to stay, I would stay.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Is
No reason.
It is the very least I could do. The very most you could do to ask me to stay with you. I don't expect that I can really be your mother at this point. But I would very much like to get to know you and to see the man that you have become.
But, I guess I am an adult now, so I mean, it's not really a lot of motherly things you can teach me, but I'd like to know more about you and I guess my father, I guess.
I will tell you everything. Everything I know. Everything I remember. Can I hug you?
Yeah. Lean in for a hug.
Yeah, and she will hug you, and she's she's a very slender woman and small. She feels so much smaller than you expect. You've spent your whole life thinking about who your mother was, and this mother is such a big figure in your mind, and holding her, she's just so small, and she's just a person. And then she squeezes you back, and you feel the strength in her arms and the warmth, and you feel where her tears are soaking the shoulder of your armor. And it feels maybe not comfortable yet, but it feels natural. It feels right.
Yeah, I think that was not like a fully. I think it's like a lot, and I think he's just like still trying to process it.
Mm.
And he's just trying to like sort out emotions, but also it's like he's still got like more things happen. Where we're going is just I don't. It's hard to say what he's fully feeling.
Mm. Yep. Okay.
I'll tell her it's been a very long and interesting day. We probably were both not expecting. I'll let you get some rest now.
Yes.
I'm gonna head up on deck the ship.
As you close the cabin door behind you, she had been like not making any sound while she was crying, and you just hear like the smallest little sob escape as you close the door behind you. You can go up on deck and join everyone else.
All right, guys, let's head back to the copter. Stick to the course.
Well, hold on, you just met your mother for the first time. I definitely wasn't using Poppy to eavesdrop in the entire conversation, by the way.
Make it when you make me lie.
Poppy, I have to lie. You don't say anything. That's called a lie of omission. Anyway. Sorry, I guess you gotta let the spook be the spook, but it sounds like you're... I don't know, stepfather?
Stepfather is
How about-
technically the correct term.
Is that the correct term?
I was going to say...
Your mother's husband?
Yes, my mother's husband.
I
Your
was going to say
father's murderer?
target.
Yes, there's a list of titles we can get.
It sounds like your target is going to come back.
This became a little bit more personal. I thought I was just doing a favor for someone, but now this is kind of a little bit more personal.
You don't think your patron knew it was personal, right?
Wasn't really trying to think about that.
Is it a coincidence that we came across them as we have today?
Trying to think about that. There's a lot of things I'm not trying to think about.
You know, ever since I discovered Wheel of Timeism, I just don't believe in coincidences anymore. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Well, we need to be... If he does come back, Davril... I don't think I have to say this explicitly, but he was a very powerful wizard.
Yeah.
That spell he casted, that's beyond what I can do. Far beyond what I can do.
beyond my powers as well.
Wizards or not, it seems he still got hurt when I shot him.
He's still just a man.
Still just a man.
Yeah, he's not.
The old knuckle dusters still work.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got a good, like, fucking haymaker in there. What the hell was that?
You said let's do it the old-fashioned way. Is that the old-fashioned way?
Well, I mean, they teach you all this
Switches?
they teach you all the fancy schmancy magic in school, but at the end of the day, a fist and a sword can still kill a man.
Yeah, but like I figured that was like after you run out of spells. Like you had more spells.
I'm not gonna lie, Davriel. I knew he was a far more powerful wizard than I, so I had to play to my advantages that I had over him. I'm stronger than him. Did you see his withered old man ass? I still got some muscles.
Oh, please tell me please tell me Victor's not like his brother and also has levels in monk.
Let's just say the family follows the trend. They all have a fallback plan, and that's I'm gonna punch that motherfucker.
But it wasn't even a fault.
It wasn't. It was like punch that guy.
Yeah, you were like counterspelled one spell, and he's like, "Well, I'm throwing hands now."
Counterspell this. Gah!
Yep. It's. I was very tempted to use some of these very high level spells on that boat.
Oh no.
But I thought maybe it might be. I have Tidal Wave prepared.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't capsize a boat at all.
And control weather.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're a lot more fucked.
Yeah, we were more fucked than I thought we
I mean,
were.
that firebolt is a cantrip. That did like half my health.
Yeah.
I threw some stars at him.
I don't want to know what I don't want to know what his level spell does. Fuck, one shot me.
Well, we survived that fight.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Everybody, thank you, bro. I know that was a bit selfish, but I didn't want to miss an opportunity to get that guy. But now at least I know what he looks like. So.
And you gained a mother.
Yeah, that I was not expecting. Well, that part was not really in today's agenda. I gained a mother, I guess.
Is everyone in good condition? There's no guarantee that when we arrive in Othkatla, everything's gonna be peaceful and all. Well, we still have at least another day, don't we?
It's
Yeah.
been the same day as the John Wick event, hasn't it?
No, you
No, it's
had
been like 2 days.
This is the second.
It's
This
been
is
a
the
white day,
second day of travel. So you had an overnight, a day, and then this is the second day.
Oh,
Like
well
a
then,
full. This is the second full day of sea travel.
oh, well then I can communicate then.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
I'll just take. Oh, well, I can find out. So Lars then just says, "Well, I can just find out what's going on with the city," and he pulls out his locket and says, "I can ask."
Can you? And also tell them where. I guess are we coming in stealthily or are we coming in hot?
How far are we from the city?
Do they even know we're coming? Do they have like a landing party ready for us?
They have no idea.
I have no idea.
They have
No
no
idea.
idea. They have no
Maybe-
idea. This is a very large ship. Captain Straw says, "This is not a subtle ship."
How far are we from Akatla, day-wise?
Good weather, another day or so.
It
Bad?
might be.
Bad weather, we could fucking sink. I don't know.
Alright, fair enough.
How fast does the ship go? Like 12? 15 knots?
With a good wind on our side, we can make about 300 miles a day.
Damn. Alright.
Like a full 24 hours, not just like daylight. I know how you adventurers are.
Yeah, you know, long rest, short rest. You've probably heard the jargon.
Or it might be best to let Dame L'Oreal know when we'll get there. Maybe if anything, they could have screwed us. That way, if somehow the Cowboys know and they try to jump us, at least we're not back. But
Miss Bubbles, can you also send messages?
Yes, I can.
Do you know Tanis Davenport?
Anna here?
Danny here?
It's like Davenport.
Davenport's are different people.
Um, I Yes, I've met them. I've met them. I don't know them personally.
All right, all right. After Lars sends his message, I'm going to ask you to send a message to Tanis.
Alright.
Wait, what's your message to Tanis?
Same thing. We're on our way.
Please
Oh.
include to have the payment ready upon our arrival for my contract.
Oh,
That too.
or, well, I don't think we're going to be saying the same things, but, fair enough.
We're definitely not going to be saying the same things.
Sure hope not. He will pull out his locket, and he will whisper into it. He will say, "My beloved, we're headed back. Are you there?"
The response, it takes a long time for you to get a response. Like, long enough that you start to get worried. Like a minute passes. And she answers. And you hear... I am here. Mostly.
Are you okay? Like, what's going on?
It's only once. It's not a walkie-talkie.
Damn it!
She's got it send the rest. It's one message one way once
I
a
was
day.
gonna say
We got 25 words.
you get 25 words and you only gave like 5.
Yeah, you
You stupid.
It's like I'm okay.
You know what?
Is this
No
the first time you've been
context.
sending?
I didn't really send a lot.
I'm in one piece mostly.
6 words.
This city is
Word haiku.
burning again. You're coming back to a war zone. Be careful. I don't know. If I can protect you.
If I can, that's all we get.
Didn't even tell her what day we're arriving. We're on our way.
Now, to be fair, because this locket is a homebrew of my creation, it's once a day, one message, but because it's meant to send love letters, I have not been putting a word limit on it.
Oh.
Th-
I thought it was
this
sending.
this was not my. I was like, what? It gets cut off again. I'm like, I keep fucking this up every time I actually have to use it in game.
Yeah. Yes. So it's basically a custom enchantment for this locket. It's like sending, but it doesn't have in every way except there's no word limit.
Well, I can try it again next tomorrow.
on the morrow.
Fuck.
Okay.
Well,
Also, she
Either-
sounded fucked up.
yeah, we need to hurry.
This is concerning.
Yeah, that is really concerning.
Yeah, she very, very clearly sounded like she was in pain.
Let's hope she's not captured.
And additionally, when you think about it, the amount of time that passed between when you sent it and when she answered was very reminiscent of how long it takes you to complete several rounds of combat, like a fight. It's like you probably called her while she was in the midst of a fight.
Ring, ring, not now!
To get a busy tone.
Just on hold for a long time.
Yeah.
Miss Bubbles, can you send
Yes.
a message to? I'm gonna. You know what? Fuck it. You're coming to a war zone. You're probably on our side. Congratulations, you're an honorary member of the Shadow Thieves.
What?
Wonderful.
I'm
What?
recruiting
Already
you starting now.
disappointing my shitty father even more.
Wait, who's your shitty? Oh, right. No, I remember who your shitty father is.
The dick, yes.
The dick. The dictator.
Yes.
Anyway, Tanis is the head of the Shadow Thieves. Please
Makes
include
total sense.
that compensation will be included for Victor's time, and we will be there tomorrow. Also, now that I think about it, we're not coming in stealthily. We're coming in hot. If we see... I'm going to state it now. If we see any Cowled Wizards, it's on sight.
Where do we go as soon as we get off?
That's a good question.
To where the Radiant Heart Temple is, obviously.
I mean, that's fine.
Lars, why are you giving me that look?
Obviously.
You're going to the Order of the Radiant Heart. You want me to communicate this to Tanis?
No.
Yes.
Well, this is conflictual.
I don't know if we should know we're headed over there immediately. Then again, we know that Dame Moria was supposed with Tanner, so I don't think it should be too bad. So I guess it's
Are you trying to arrange a rendezvous?
Probably. Okay, Lars, you look like you got something you want to say. What do you want to say?
No, I don't have anything
No,
to
no,
say.
no. Yeah, I know that opinionated look.
What are you talking about? I have no opinions to this situation.
I have a passive insight of 17. You can't lie to me, boy.
17?
Fuck. Maybe you can.
I have no opinions to this situation.
Wait till I have expertise in
All
this.
right. This is the best. Like, as Bubble's been asking this, she's pulled out like what looks like a sketchbook, except inside of it is where she's been composing songs. She sort of flips through a few songs, and she pulls a quill out, and she's writing. Just this is what I have: Juan's compensation ready at dock, coming in hot, cowled wizards, KOS, rendezvous, radiant heart, elsewhere.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think you need arrive tomorrow. Okay, arrive tomorrow. Juan's compensation ready. Coming in hot. Cowled Wizards KOS. Rendezvous Radiant Heart. Elsewhere?
Elsewhere? Question mark? Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright. She sort of sits down on the deck on top of like a barrel or something, and as she casts the spell, you feel a sort of breeze come out from her, and it sounds for a moment like flute music, and then it's on this breeze and this music that the spell goes out. So, arrive tomorrow, wand compensation ready, coming in hot, Cowled Wizards KOS, rendezvous Radiant Heart, elsewhere. And unlike with Dame L'Oreal's message, this message comes in immediately. And it sounds very annoyed. Presumably awesome. Debts will be paid. Movement restricted. Gone underground. Caution. Cowled wizards everywhere. We hold small pockets. Half safe houses compromised. Rendezvous safer. Underground. Sewers, maybe?
How many sending spells do you have, Bubbles?
I can cast it twice more if you want me to waste all of my 3rd level slots on it.
Oh, I mean, I don't want you to just waste it to just say understood. Underground would be better.
Do you need more information?
A safe port to dock.
Alright. Safe port to dock. Any other information you'd like me to try and glean from Tanis?
No, I think once we get there, we'll probably get a better idea of what's going on. And then we could find the location of Dixon Chant.
Davril, is your mother going to be a distraction to the overall goal here?
What do you mean by that?
Well, we're heading to a very dangerous place, and there are particular individuals who must be taken out at great risk of our lives. You're not going to be distracted, are you?
No. Should be perfectly fine. This is an unexpected situation, but my head is focused. I should be good.
I should be good. Takes long swig of whatever he's drinking.
All right.
Ooh, Victor knows. Victor knows.
That's a trustworthy swig.
Oh.
Bubbles went for it too. Bubbles, you bitch.
Miss Bubbles, could you also ask where, if Tanis, if she knows where Cervantes is?
Okay.
If he's alive, if he's well, if he's done what he's wanted to do.
Died the first day we left.
Right.
We found the Slim Chant.
As soon as your escape boat left for Waterdeep, around the corner, and a crossbow bolt just went through the back of his head, instantly dead.
Bubbles asks again, sends again, Understood. Recommend a safe port for docking. Is Cervantes alive? Do you have his location? And Tanis replies, well, the cowled wizards hold the merchant docks. We still have a hold. We still have Slime District. For now. Cervantes works with Subri. Alive as far as I know. In the thick of fighting.
Does anybody else have a feeling that when we left Athkatla? I'm sorry to compare this to Star Wars, but it feels like all the rebel factions haven't gathered together and started fighting the Empire yet. They're just all individually fighting the Empire, which doesn't work.
Do we know where Metal was at this time? No.
That'd have to be another spell.
Fuck if I know.
But you, Poppy says, well, I mean, I don't know, but do you think our unicorn friend is in town?
We're just gonna call everyone now.
I don't want to call her. She insults me.
I mean, who's this unicorn friend?
No, I don't want to.
We had a friend who was a unicorn who was gonna help
Friend
us
is a word.
race. Well, she was friends with everyone else except Lars. She was gonna help us cheat in a race for a lot of gold, but then shit popped off, and we had to leave.
We couldn't afford her.
That's also true.
That is awesome.
You're literally, we're hiring a celestial creature.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, and she insulted, me. I'm not hurt about it.
I might be able to call Aster. Oh, Lars. I like you.
Thanks, Poppy. I like you too, Poppy.
Oh, you aren't lying this time.
Why'd you look over there? There's nothing over there. Why? Out of character, fuck you!
Jen, do you have 2 screens?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I have Roll20 on this side, and then I have like all my character sheets, and then the call over here.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Call map.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you think Aster knows more information?
I tried to go to the shitter, but in reality, I don't actually want to go to the shitter. I want to go to a store.
Why don't you call Subri?
Bubbles says, I do know Subri also.
Hmm?
My mother got through a lot of parties.
Wait, did you like Subri or did you not like Subri? Was she...
We have a little history.
What kind of history?
Oh.
Like good, bad, just
Good, bad, wet.
Intimate?
what?
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 It's just.
Hey, what?
I thought you were good at spying.
Subri and
I'm good at...
I spent some time together. We were teenagers.
This girl's hanging out. Oh.
We were roommates.
They were roommates.
Answer. Can you answer this to me, Bubbles? Then? Does the city of gold like frown upon that?
Being roommates? She rolled a 21 on deception.
He was really
Oh, wait, I
trying.
don't have an advantage on that. Fuck.
He was really hoping. Nobody's asked me to give him guidance yet, so we're good.
I'm not inciting because it doesn't matter if she's lying or not. Not
I
sub-
almost spit out.
not substantive.
I almost spit out my drink on her.
Unless of course they had like a potential horrible breakup and they're not on talking terms or some shit.
Yeah, that's also another thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Is there anyone else we can contact?
We should probably contact Subri.
We
Well,
should
you
probably-
wanted to know about Cervantes.
Yeah, I miss him and his
Well-
alcoholism.
We could also use an update on the war front as to how the sewer wizards are doing.
Yeah, they're a lot better folk than, others.
Then Arson's people, is that what you're saying?
I didn't say anything like that.
We only have one more sending, that Bubbles can do, so we have to decide.
Yes.
Well, is there anybody else we really want to get in contact with? Oh yeah, there is one more person, but I think Subri would make the most sense. We get in contact with Cervantes.
Well, I can't contact Cervantes. I don't know who that is. So, I know Subri very well, and I could contact her. I could call my mother.
That's true.
Who do you feel more comfortable?
Well, I don't know how much information my mother would be able to give us. Also, can't you call my mother?
Yes. Yes, I can. Okay, fine. I'll contact your mother. You can contact Subri.
Unless you don't want to talk to Mom.
No, I want to. It's just, yeah. You know what? I'll give her a call right now.
Okay.
I don't know how this damn thing works, and just talking to it.
You rub it like a lamp.
I rub it like a lamp.
Don't make my mistake.
Yeah. Did that work?
Davril? Are you on your way home?
Yes, we are about a days out. Everything is going well. Everyone is safe. We should be there in about a day.
Should mention your mother.
I'm not going to mention that.
I'm happy to hear it. The city is somehow worse than when we spoke when you were leaving.
So,
There's active fighting in the streets. Not hit and run tactics, not guerrilla warfare, active fighting in the streets.
On combat.
Most of the civilians have been taken shelter in the Temple District. So it's just carnage. Um, I have something I need to tell you, which is that when you arrive, I won't be as alone as when you left. She sort of lowers her voice. My sister's waiting for you.
Shit. I audibly say that. Is she
Oh
like
God, my music.
upset? Or is she there to see you, or like will she be calm the next day?
She's waiting for you.
Shit.
You know how hard it is to tell with Rashaya. She's so tempestuous anyway.
The fuck does that mean?
She's moody.
Oh,
I think our DM's a college professor. I have a sneaky suspicion.
I'm glad
But-
someone asked what that means. I did not know what that means.
I have.
I have a suspicion they majored in English. I have
Well,
a
that
suspicion they have a master's degree, I believe.
Yeah, I majored in the opposite thing. I have
Literature. So they might know
Strong
words.
or and turbulent or conflicting emotion. Yep, you're right.
Look, I know math. That's all I'm good.
Probably trust Jens.
That's all. Like it's not a big deal.
What?
Nothing.
Jen's using words I don't know.
Oh.
Apparently I used words that nobody knew.
Look.
I should have probably guessed. It has the word tempest in it.
I'm literally an accountant. What do you want from me?
Sorry.
Like, is she like really mad, or like?
Who's mad?
She's shifted into
Tavros patron.
fake cheerfulness.
Oh shit,
Mm.
she's really upset.
Oh shit, she's really upset.
Yes. I've been encouraging her to turn some of that anger on, people who might deserve it. So she's been out and about in the city.
Has there been like an almost literal demigod just walking around the city, just smiting people?
That's what I'm kind of imagining. Oh. All right. Well, I am on my way, and I look forward to having whatever conversation she wants to have with me.
Come at your best.
Hmm?
Come at your best when you come. I would love to offer shelter in a storm, but I think that you best be fresh for this conversation.
Oh,
This is going to be a very loaded conversation. I also have a particular question that I need to ask. Okay, yeah, but overall, I wanted to make sure you are all right. An update on where we're at. And thank you for giving me the heads up.
You should pretend like I didn't when you see Rashaya.
Okay.
My big sister is, how she is. I'll never hear the end of it.
Question, was that all out loud?
Which parts?
All of it. Not like the parts where Madam Flowers we can hear. We can't hear that. We just hear you, and it doesn't sound good on your side.
I would say you'd heard everything after this shit. When he explicitly cussed and seems a lot more disheveled and nervous and concerned than he already was with what happened today. So now he has. Is it too late? Can I get off at Morgan's Gate? I don't know.
No, I think Titian's and the Nevermeet is already gone. Davril, what's going on?
Bubbles, your aunt is waiting for me when I get home.
Oh, Auntie's visiting. Oh, Auntie's
that might-
visiting. Oh.
Yeah, it might be good for you. I
A
don't think it's good for me. I'm guessing she might have known I fucked them.
warlock
But,
patron
yes.
is loose in my goddamn city.
Well, I mean, when you say it like that, I mean, honestly, there are two genies, I guess,
You-
at this point. Now,
Yeah,
the
you-
genius.
You realize that my mother's lived in that city for longer than you've been alive, right?
I've met Madame Flowers. She's a wonderful woman and very charitable to every social event that happens in her place. From what I've seen and heard about Davril's patron,
Which stays between us.
ooh, she sounds like my patron, which is a lot. And if there's two of them in that city, I'm surprised that buildings are still standing.
Auntie never took a lot of care in politics. She's
Well,
a very
Tanis-
selfish creature.
Tanis is actually really good at politics. That's one of the reasons I respect her, but we have something close to a god just walking the streets of Athkatla.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
If she's Davril's patron, why are you concerned?
She's a genie. They're fickle.
She's also my aunt.
She's also your aunt, and you just said, "Oh, Auntie's visiting," and then went, "Oh, Auntie's visiting." So,
Mother
Yes.
told me she's in a mood, by the way.
oh
Yes,
no.
I gathered that. Well, just
You might. Sorry.
Arson, just act like she's the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and you'll be fine.
I'm sure I can do that.
I'm sure you can. She is a very beautiful woman.
All right. Does anybody else want to drop? Lars is fucking Lathander just walking around the streets of Athkatla? No, if that was
mean-
true, we probably wouldn't have a war right now.
No.
Well, I guess it's my job to send people to Lathander.
Oh my.
Pulls out gun, does a twirl.
I like this new Lars. This is like he's like I don't need to care about. Let God sort them out.
I care. It's a joke, you know.
Oh, that's a joke. All right.
Oh no.
Did
Oh god. Or oh, Lathander. Jeez.
you need to make any more calls? There's been a lot of calls here.
Yeah.
There's no Poppy.
Yeah?
There's no like anomalies with the pocket watch or anything.
What? I mean,
Like we got a patron, we got a war, we got whatever's happening at the Sacred Heart. I'm just making sure there isn't any timey-wimey bullshit happening in my city.
well? And she opens the pocket watch and shows it to you, and the hands on it seem to have multiplied exponentially, and they're all turning in different directions and different speeds. I think he's thinking.
Is that good or bad?
That's different.
Yes.
I don't think Ian's done that before.
I don't think Ian's done that before either.
What, thinking? I'm sure he's thought.
No, he
Oh.
thinks. Just, not with all those hands.
He he is trying to figure out the best future.
For what? Wait. Is he trying to figure out the best future for himself or for
Oh.
everyone? For everyone?
Yeah.
All right. I trust you, Poppy.
Well, that's good, because you're the one who taught me how to lie.
Good. Good. And you don't lie to me, right?
Nope.
Hold on.
Hold on. No.
Hold on.
Guidance. Fuck.
Not 20.
Oh, I don't think she can roll that high. Let me see.
That's 2 nat 20s on Insight today.
Who are you guiding?
Me. Not you. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
I need to know when Arson's getting dunked on.
Let's say, what's
Yeah, sure.
proficiency bonus?
Might as well.
Her proficiency bonus is +2. Okay. No.
She's just too cute. You can't do it.
She's. Let's see. So we add a proficiency bonus, which is 2, which is a 14. So she guides herself. She can guide herself. She knows the guidance cantrip too.
I wonder where she learned that from.
Esther?
Well, yeah, that's the actual answer, but you're supposed to say a better answer for me.
Okay. 18.
Stay loyal!
Oh, that's the only thing I had up that had a dice on it. That had dice on it, so.
What the? So what's the number?
18. She rolled an 18 for deception. So Arson knows that she was trying to lie to him.
Okay, but Poppy, you gotta tell your eye twitches when you lie. Just
Oh, wait, hold on. And she just makes herself invisible.
okay, that'll work. But what if the creature you're talking to, like, I'm only assuming, but what if you're talking to Davryl's patron and you gotta lie to her?
Why would I need to?
I don't know. Sometimes that just happens. That seems to happen in heroic stories all the time. Where they have to lie to people that can see them no matter what happens with illusions.
I mean, I could do this. And she just breathes on you. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Arson's just gonna auto-fail it because he is also a weed hound.
Oh, well, there you go. So you're really high.
Oh, Hobby, you gotta warn me when you do that. I've been drinking as well.
Poppy's saving throw is Ian's saving throw now. So,
Oh yeah, he definitely is gonna probably fail that.
yeah.
What is the saving throw?
17?
Oh, hey,
Motherfucker!
nice. Oh wait, I already said I would auto-fail it.
Yeah. Bubbles will ask, do you still want me to call Subri, or are we done playing how many people do we know in Athkatla? I can send one more spell.
Is anybody against sending to Subri?
What are we exactly asking Subri, just to check on, Cervantes and the situation?
Check. Well, really check on Cervantes, her, maybe even the underground wizards.
Alright.
I suppose that is the only faction you haven't checked in with.
Yeah.
And to tell her and the underground wizards, we're on our way. I'm not hoping that we're these factions' trump card, but by the sounds of it, we might be.
All right.
So I'm hoping that once we arrive into the city at the Katla, we will fuck shit up and hopefully put the Cald Wizards in their place, which is at the bottom of the ring.
I believe you mean 6 feet underground.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's a better way to put it. 6 feet underground. Can we go deeper than that? Can we just send them straight to hell?
I have spells for that. Well,
You
maybe
have
not,
spells for that?
maybe not sent to hell, but I can do it deeper.
Look, I've heard about a tiefling. He's got this weird ability where he could just like throw people through hell. They come back, but you know, they come back changed emotionally.
So Bubbles will send the spell, and she says, "Darling, status? Is the rebellion going well? You working with Cervantes?" I hope it's everything you wanted. And Subri answers, "Bubbles, it's been a very long time. It is everything I wanted and more."
Subaru's just an ancient of chaos.
Cervantes is remarkably effective at cracking heads. Are you coming home? And that's it.
Hey, Poppy, you want to see a magic trick?
Yes?
Deception. What?
Whoa! What? But only Bubbles can roll against us.
Whoa. Anyway, Poppy, here, check this out.
Show me. She's pulling bacon out of a
Here,
stash
give me that
she's
bacon.
got someplace. Oh,
Give me that bacon. I take the bacon, and I put it on top of a barrel. And I go, all right. Close your eyes and be amazed once you open them. I start doing some, like, stuff with my hands, and I take out a wand and I aim it at the bacon. And the bacon turns into wood. Alright, can I close them again?
like bacon?
You could try. Here, try it. It's,
Don't do
tastes
it.
like
Poppy, don't.
tastes like oak wood.
Don't beat her wood.
It's oak
Don't.
wood.
Oh, it's very oaky.
No.
Alright, now close your eyes again. Do it again. Alright, now it's rock.
Oh. Is it a pretty rock?
No, it's just cobblestone.
Oh. I kind of wanted a bacon-shaped rock. That would look really cool.
Well, if you want like a
Board.
bacon-shaped crystal, here, close your eyes. Alright, now it's quartz.
Thank you. Oh, this is gonna look so good with all my other stuff I've stolen. I acquired. Found?
Found. That's actually like the right term. Found.
Hoarded.
Remember, finders keepers is rule number 1.
Yeah.
Arson's definitely not trying to teach Poppy how to be a shadow thief.
Does Poppy eventually put it back in her bag?
Mm-hmm.
once it's in the bag and hidden away from sight, Victor looks like he kind of looks like he lets out a fart. He might have been concentrating on that. Next time she takes it out of her bag, it's gonna be bacon.
Honestly, she'll still be excited about it. Oh wow, when did this bacon get here?
Right.
Yeah. So, you can all do a long rest. And
I have a conversation in the middle of the night with someone very important.
okay.
Who you two?
Davril,
What do you want?
don't give me that. Come here.
Look, I got a lot of things on my mind.
I gotta wait for people to be away from Davril, and I just, in some relative sense of privacy, I put an arm around Davril and I go, Davril, you and I are close friends, don't you know?
I mean,
Of course we are. No, Davril.
Arson's definitely gonna try to have a conversation.
Yes, how do you know about this conversation?
Roll a perception check first to see if you notice, since this would have been after everybody went to bed.
16?
You hear people moving around. How nosy is Arson? Is Arson nosy enough to be like, I heard people move? I'm gonna go see.
Arson is a spook to spook all spooks. So, yeah, he hears people moving around and he tries to hear as many conversations as he possibly
He
can.
just never sleeps.
And he even has,
Yeah.
he's even going to try to rope Poppy into it. It's like, all right, so the arch to eavesdropping is to just not be seen, but hear everything.
You know I can be invisible, right?
Yeah, and that's an amazing feature, by the way. So, if you could just, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Just stick with Lars. And, be invisible for a while. I'm gonna go with Davril and be invisible, or just, hang out next to him for a while.
The fuck?
Okay.
Look, this is the art of gathering information. Information is like gold.
You are talking to Poppy, and then suddenly you have no idea where she is. Because she rolled a natural 20 on her stealth. For a 27.
I give a thumbs up to the darkness, to the wherever she's fucking is. She's doing an amazing job and making me a proud parent.
You're doing so good, sweetie.
Well, I guess if you're gonna spy on us, do your thing.
Yeah, let the spy be a spy.
Okay, would Victor have been trying to make sure that he wasn't?
Oh, absolutely, but he's not good at it.
Well,
Good at it.
Oh, it was so close!
oh, you have a moment where you're like
I thought I heard something.
would I notice?
really small.
Would I notice Victor looking around before he talks to me?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. You need some help looking?
Davril, this is... I'm gonna have a conversation with you, one-on-one.
Arbitration.
Oh, he
I give him
gave
Oh, okay. Welp. Okay.
66.
Ooh. Yeah, you know that Spy Daddy is in the hallway.
He looks like Mario. And it's just idly mopping the hallway, but still in all his gear.
I as I have my arm around Davril, I just go, And I flick my wand, polymorph. Polymorph arson.
What do I turn into?
You turn into a caterpillar.
No.
I'm still gonna try to listen.
I walk over, I pick up the caterpillar, and I walk down to Lars's room. And I knock on the door.
He answers the door.
Lars, I need you to I need you... Do I have anything in my inventory, actually? Hold on. I'm gonna take out a little bag that was formerly... that has, like, some sand in it. It's a little bag of sand. Don't ask why I have it. And I put the caterpillar in the bag, and I zip it shut, and I give it to Lars, and I go, hold this for about 10 minutes, I'll be right back for it. It's a very important caterpillar. And I close the door.
I'm rolling in. What the fuck's going on? This is like suspicious. Man just handed me a caterpillar and left. That is suspicious, and I don't even need to be a paranoid motherfucker to know that.
Hold this caterpillar.
Here,
This caterpillar.
take this caterpillar. Alright. Now you've activated my paranoia.
Oh no!
I'm going to watch you! You handed me a caterpillar, you fuck.
Everyone is paranoid.
Lars. You stupid motherfucker. Wait, you're lying to me. Okay, 25, bitch.
Why? I was trying to sneak. Oh, damn it.
Oh, it's just... Oh, you're trying to sneak.
I was trying to stealth.
Oh.
Mine's a 13 then if I stealth it, which I'm still probably fucked. Cause that's
Oh.
plus 5, so that's 6.
I got a natural 1 on perception this time.
Ah!
I give you the caterpillar. I leave. Alright, Davril, now we're alone.
I would say that we can use your 19 from insight and just add +2.
Oh,
since
okay.
he used his roll with and added to it, so it's a 21 instead of a 25.
So 19. Or fuck. I can't math. 16, 17. I have 17.
Okay, yeah, so you would roll a 21.
Oh, okay. As a caterpillar, what's my intelligence? Because I'm definitely going to try to be like reaching out to Poppy and be like, "Poppy, Poppy, it's arson!
You're a caterpillar.
It's arson!
Are you hungry?
Is there any leaves next to you?"
Okay, I don't
It's a boat. It's a boat, Arson. Why do you sound so funny?
I want an apple to crawl into.
You got an apple? Yeah, you know, it's just arson's been turned into a caterpillar, so.
Everyone makes sense. Everyone help me clarify what's going on here. Am I being spied on by Lars now? Is this happening?
Yeah. You gave a man a caterpillar.
Without any information.
All right. We're bringing order back to this nonsense. We're bringing order to this nonsense. Okay, so you handed Lars a fucking caterpillar, and he was like, "What in the actual fuck?" And he's like, "I'm gonna stealth after you." But you're like, "Man, I think it's probably really weird that I handed this boy a caterpillar." So you look to see if he's following you. You hear his boots creak on the wooden deck. You know that he is following you. Now, let's let Victor and Davril have their conversation.
That's a good point. Yeah, alright.
While gone, I cast invisibility on myself and run away.
He runs away from me! You son of a bitch!
More nonsense.
I love you, Brad. You're
I trust these men with my life, but holy fuck.
They can escape any social situation they don't want to.
Yeah, so Victor, you go back to talk to Davril, and he's just gone. And then also, Lars, you're like, why the fuck am I following this man to an empty room?
Alright, fuck this guy.
Oh my god.
Lars, listen to me.
I don't speak Caterpillar.
You don't speak Caterpillar?
Unless I'm getting like some communications from my daughter, I don't speak Caterpillar.
Nope. Poppy was told to be stealthy and not to let Lars know that she's there.
Oh, that's a shame, Caterpillar. I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna go back to my room and go back and pray or whatever the fuck, or go right and go put the Caterpillar, I don't know, in the corner or something.
I'm gonna look for Davril.
In about an hour, Arson bursts out of his thing of sand.
If Davril has gone missing, I'm gonna try to like look for him, and then I have a contingency if I don't find him. Oh, it's not looking good.
I fucking hate wizards.
I start. I just walk around. If I don't see anything, I don't see anything. I start to approach Davril's mother's room.
Ah, son.
Okay.
All right.
Damn it! My mother, my only weakness.
I walk over to that door and I knock on it.
Okay. She opens the door. She's clearly gotten out of bed to do this. Like, her hair is mussed. She's taken her the golden circlet that she was wearing off. But as she opens the door, you notice that other than her feet, she is still wearing her armor. This is a woman who's been held captive for, some time. So she opens the door.
Couple 100 years.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Madam, I don't mean to wake you. I don't believe we've been well acquainted, given what happened a number of hours ago. I am Victor Amadeus Wands. It's a pleasure to meet you. I did overhear that you were Davril's mother, and I just felt compelled to have a conversation with you tonight about where we're going and what we're going to be doing. Your son has gone missing, by the way. I wanted to talk to him first.
Well, it's
Close his door more.
it's a boat. I don't know really how very far he could go. But
That's my thoughts too, but by the by.
come in.
Thank you.
And she opens the door the rest of the way, and she's not being subtle. She has daggers turned up her wrist in her, like the hilt is in her hand and they're turned up her wrist on the inside. And when she opens the door and gestures in, you can fully see the dagger that she's holding.
Wait, is she like more of a rogue? Dope.
Nice blades. I walk in the room. Does she leave the door open or does she shut it?
She's gonna make an insight check to see what she should do. Okay, are you being shifty in any way? If you're trying to be shifty, roll deception.
This man handed me a caterpillar.
She rolled a 25 on her insight. She looks at you. Looks at the blade that you complimented. And shuts the door. And leans her back against it and just stares at you.
Thank you for shutting the door. I'm trying to get your son to come out. But I will be honest with you about what I was going to talk about. We are heading to Othkatla and there's a war going on.
I had heard something about that.
It's going to be very dangerous for this party we have, including Davril.
is the unfortunate way of the world for most people, and for especially adventurers.
How do you feel about him going there?
I think that it is a little late for me to begin mothering him now. I obviously would be devastated to have gotten him back and to lose him again, but I also spent the last 3 decades of my life not knowing if he was alive or not. I
Devil's 30?
Sorry,
I live in I can only live in the realm of hope. So I am not without my own mm, protection, wherewithal,
Mm.
but Mr. Wands, what are you trying to accomplish here? Do you want me to try to convince my son not to go back to Azkatla?
If I'm being honest, it's quite the opposite. I spoke with your son and he wasn't being honest with me earlier. The threat that we face going there is one that most imminently needs to be disposed of, as it affects the lives of many.
Mm.
And it's paramount that this be done. But he has a major role to play in this, and I asked him if meeting you would be a distraction, and he lied. Now, here's my question, and I don't know this for certain. If he's concerned with your safety and him trying to protect you is going to be a distraction, I can give you a safe haven, and that way he can focus on what he needs to focus on. Unless he's afraid of dying tomorrow and not ever having a chance to sit down and have an at-length conversation with his mother. Maybe both.
Maybe both. I would very gladly give up my own life to keep him safe, and that is likely what would happen if I were put someplace safe. I've never been able to run from that man for very long. The longest I made it was 7 months. If it would keep my son safe, I would do it. I would go back. I don't think that it would keep him safe. And I also promised him that I would stay. And I have been a failure of a mother. But I am not so much a failure that I would break the first promise I made to my son.
If you do stay, do you plan to fight alongside him?
He asked it of me. I am capable of doing it. More than capable. I don't think that that is his intention. He said he has someone that he knows that I could stay with to be kept safe, to be safer. I imagine that between the two of us, we could probably handle ourselves. But there is always the chance, if the enemies that he faces are as diabolical as you seem to imply, and they found out that he had a weakness in the city, that they would specifically come after me. But if he has loved ones in the city, they are already in that sort of danger, as is everyone else's.
I guess you haven't had a chance to really get to know all the people he's familiar with.
No, until about 7 hours ago, he could have been a silk salesman in Neverwinter, perhaps. Or maybe he was a blacksmith and took up a trade. Or he became an actor, or any number of things were true of him until 7 hours ago. And I hope that he has someone that he loves, and that loves him, and as dangerous as that is, and as vulnerable as that makes us, it's worth it mostly.
Davril's had a hard time getting intimately close with anyone. But, well, that may be a half truth. He's gotten. Your son often gets close to people, but then distances himself very quickly. But he does have. But he does have a few people that he trusts. I will say that. Maybe not me yet, but.
I can't imagine why, Mr. Wands.
For some reason, it's on brand with me. I don't blame him. But I'm just offering, if you need a place in Waterdeep to lay low, my family would be more than happy to do that in the best interest of the situation. Otherwise, let me know how I can be of assistance from my position.
I do appreciate that. But I also hope that you are a smart man, Mr. Wands. And I hope that you know that the last thing that I would find to be a safe place would be a mansion full of wizards. Considering that I've just spent the last 300 years of my life imprisoned in a mansion by a wizard. And I hope you do not take offense to this, because I do not believe that you are an evil person. I don't even think that you are probably a bad person. Duplicitous, yes, but maybe not a bad person. I appreciate the offer. I am even more impressed by your machinations. I see why you are running the family currently. But I will stay unless Davril asks me to go. But he is the only person who can release me from that promise.
That's been a pattern with him as well.
Promises?
Never mind. Well, I don't want to keep you up any later than I already have. Has Davril been spying on us?
I think Davril would, because he was suspicious about why he wanted to talk to him. At first, maybe he found out that I kissed his sister. But he's probably hanging out the room right now, just on the outside, invisible. I don't know how long the conversation is gone.
If he's listening
Maybe
in on the
20
door,
minutes or so.
if he's listening through the door, can I like pretend like I'm carrying the conversation with her and I just throw the door open? Oh wait, she's standing in the way of the door. Damn it!
She is standing in front.
Damn it!
Is this where Arson stops being a caterpillar?
That took an hour.
It's an
Yeah,
hour.
it's an hour, so this has been about maybe I would say this has been about 45 minutes of Victor looking for Davril, couldn't find Davril, went back to the thing. You're pretty close. Maybe you have like 10 minutes more of
Alright.
being a caterpillar.
Right, cool. Because Arson does hold a vendetta.
Lars just writing his stupid letters.
Does Lars have the worm?
Yeah, I just have the worm in the corner.
Poppy is diligently watching Lars do this because that was her task.
I will go to bed, and as I lay down and I have my nightcap on, like a Santa hat, like the nightcap, and I crawl into bed, and then I release the polymorph. My door's locked. And if there's a bookcase or a drawer, I put it up against the door.
Pull gun. Oh, it's Arson. Pull gun again. It's Arson. You're not a caterpillar.
No, I'm not a caterpillar. I fucking hate wizards, man.
All right, you can get out now.
Yeah. He's just gonna say to the air, "Poppy, follow me."
Poppy, are you listening to that one? Don't listen to Arson.
We were playing a game.
Poppy, let's blow this joint.
I'm gonna go sleep with Bubbles though.
That's a good call. Stop listening to Arson.
That is a good call. You probably shouldn't listen to me. I am not a good influence, but I'll teach you how to lie and steal shit. So
I'm already
that?
very good at stealing. I stole that big, that big shiny scale that was in Victor's office when we were in there.
yeah.
I stole it.
You stole it?
Yeah, steal from
Yeah.
Victor. We don't
How
know
much
him.
is it? Do you know?
I don't know. It's just
You don't
shiny.
know? It's just I know. Like shiny things are the best, isn't it? Aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna, when I finally get my own cave, or maybe a dollhouse? Should I get a really fancy dollhouse and that'll be my lair?
You could get a dollhouse and a cave, because a dollhouse
Oh.
can fit in a cave.
Inside, yes. Okay, and I wanted to use a very shiny scale, and then I could weigh all of the stuff in my hoard so that I know how to display it from like the most valuable to like the least valuable.
Yeah. Fuck, this is going too much into thievery because Arson's a thief at heart. But all right. So, what did we learn today?
Lying is good if you get away with it.
I feel like that should not be a good lesson compared to other people, and I look at Lars, and then but I lie all the time, so that's...
Lars lies all the time too.
You know what? He does, now that I think about it. I try to make eye contact. Wherever Lars is looking, I'm going to try to be where he's looking. It's just like, you lie all the time, don't you?
This man's just like sitting in his bed.
Anyway, we should probably leave and leave
Yeah.
this man to his sleep.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you should get your morals and put them in the trash where they belong, and get out of my fucking room.
They're already there, man.
Get out of my room now.
So, is there any more fuckery that needs to happen tonight?
Lars doesn't even bother. Lars doesn't even bother wondering why I turned him into a caterpillar.
You know, the real truth. It's because Lars doesn't like Arson.
I'm just gonna put a tripwire in front of. You know what? Both Lars and Victor's rooms. It's only just a small wire that they possibly can't see. I think it's probably got a DC of 15. If your passive perception is higher than that, you're gonna see it. But if you're not, you're just gonna trip and fall on your face. That's all it does. All it does is throws you prone, and that's it. I'm just gonna put a tripwire in front of the rooms, and then, Poppy, I'm not sure where you're going to spend the night, but I'm going to go to bed. How good are you at pickpocketing?
I mean, not. I'm very dexterous, but I'm not proficient in it.
I'm gonna try to make you proficient at it at the end, at the time we dock to Athkatla.
Okay.
That's a skill she should probably know. Also, are you good? Are you against tattoos?
Me?
Yeah,
Can you tattoo scales?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Me,
I'm.
I guess
I'm. hmm.
I guess I shouldn't try to
Tattoo your child.
being.
Yeah.
No. Well, yes, you shouldn't tattoo your child, but also you shouldn't trick your child into joining the organization that you're part of. Do you want to be a shadow thief, Poffy, or no? Is that not something you want to be?
Oh. Um. I think that. So I'm kind of committed right now. To Ian.
Understandable.
I don't think that
Just know this isn't going to change me teaching you how to borrow things. I should be forward. God damn it. Fuck my goddamn need to be a good father. You're stealing. I'm teaching you how to steal things. But
he steals stuff all the time.
yeah, I know. See, it's all right. It's fine as long as you don't get caught. But I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to how to. I don't know. Teach you to take things without getting noticed most of the time.
Are you trying to teach me marketable skills?
Yes.
Make a living.
I want you just roll a d20 and add 5. This is your dad's skill.
That skill. Ooh, that is
Ooh.
it's an 8.
Okay,
Fuck that
yeah, if you had
D20.
rolled above a 10, I was going to double her proficiency bonus for sleight of hand, but you didn't. So,
We'll work on that.
so she's proficient in sleight of hand, but she does not have expertise in sleight of hand now.
Later.
Okay. Any other fuckery?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I like the
Dabble.
implied underlying message of that question.
At one point, after Victor leaves, he thinks about going in to talk to his mom, but I think he just, because she took up his room. He's just going to sleep outside in the hallway. And that's
There are other empty cabins. Like, you all bought out this entire ship.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, he just stays there.
Okay.
What?
I don't need a bed.
Okay.
We made it to the next morning, guys.
Yeah, so if you haven't taken your long rest, do that.
I actually think I already pressed the long rest button.
Yeah, I told you to press it a long time ago, and then y'all were like, so, do you want to spend an hour doing this?
Obviously, yes.
Obviously, yes, yeah. So, overnight, you made very good progress, and I would say that you are... you get up, you have breakfast. This is a luxury liner, so you have a very nice breakfast. And the dining room is laid and set. The coffee is good, much better than you would have expected on a ship. There is fresh fruit. It hasn't been that long since you sailed out of Waterdeep, though it's a little, it's a little wizened. It's not quite...
Slightly squishy.
It's a little squish, but it's still good. And you're about 4 or 5 hours out of the Slime District docks. Is there anything that you would like to accomplish before you make port.
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
I need to count. I'm counting words.
I'm gonna put something in the out of game chat. This is us at the morning dinner table.
Wait, who is everyone and who are we staring at?
I'm the old man looking at Davril for going missing on me.
I'm definitely. I'm not trying to make eye contact.
I don't know. One of you is looking at me, giving me the look for turning into a caterpillar. I'm looking at Davril for going missing. Davril's mom's probably like,
Roll me a wisdom check to see if you see the tripwire I laid in front of your room.
My passive perception's like 12, so I would have just fallen on my face.
Oh, yeah, you just fell on your face. All it does is throw you prone for like 6 seconds, and that's it.
Out of game. It's 25 fucking words, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
20
No.
4, 5,
So
6,
for
7,
your
8.
locket, you can send as many words as you like, but it's only one message one way. One for each of you. You can
Okay.
send her one message, she can send you one message, and it's as long as you want, but it's only once a day for each of you.
I
Well,
thought
the-
you had the spell sending. Sending is 25 words or
Yes,
less.
and sending stones are 25 words or less. These are custom enchanted lockets so that they can whisper sweet nothings to each other once a day.
Yeah, I have.
Or ask for help from his super powerful girlfriend.
Who's injured now? Well, I already formatted. I was formatting it the whole time trying to get 25 words or less. So I already done that. So we're gonna.
Wait, is it time for you to save your super powerful girlfriend?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently, I need to do something good around here. Okay, so the message is, are you okay? Where should I go? Arriving in 4 hours, or whatever the fuck, or arriving soon, because he wouldn't know. Anything I should know? Where do we go? Love you. Space and message, just format it quickly.
She replies very readily this time. Dear heart, I'm fine. It takes more than a dagger to the lung to take me down, as well you know. I've been doing this a long time, and I intend on doing it for much longer. Though perhaps not quite at this breakneck speed. I am fine. I'm with the order. You don't need to worry about me. Worry about getting yourself here safely. The roads across the city are not safe. Be careful who you trust. I still have not been able to find out who leads the terrorist mages yet. And I think the answer might be worrisome. That's the end of the message.
Okay. He steps out and then he gets tripped by the fucking tripwire. You just hear, "Put down! I will kill that man!"
All these spells and you can't see a goddamn wire that's only about 6 inches off the ground.
Now I'm added to the table of looking at like arson. Like now the breakfast is very awkward because we're all just staring at each
The
other.
whole it's the whole table. Nobody even bothers to say, so about last night.
Yeah, no one addresses us. Alright.
Do I need to do a deception check in order to be like, oh, I don't fucking care what happened. I'm gonna act like nothing fucking happened.
Yeah, roll deception.
Are you doing like the cheery happiness? Or like the fake
Oh,
cheeriness?
fuck.
Everybody knows it's you.
Natural one.
Everybody knows it's you.
Everybody knows your butt hurt.
At that point, if everybody knows it's no, I won't. I really want to shoot Victor with a bolt, just a single bolt, uno.
Polymorph.
I won't.
We're gonna waste all of our abilities and spells before.
Putting you in
We're gonna waste our abilities killing each other.
Putting you in caterpillar jail.
Maglana is sitting at the table as all of this happens, and she looks across at all of this, and she says, I know that this is probably not my place to say, and I don't know you all very well, but I think that if I do know a lot about difficult relationships, a lot about difficult relationships, and I think that perhaps if you would like to facilitate these relationships not being quite so difficult, you might consider trusting one another, might consider talking to one another rather than skulking around in the dark, or tattling to people's mothers, or running away while invisible, or setting tripwires in front of people's doors. Arson, that is very sloppy work, by the way. I watched you do it for like it took you 15 minutes to do that, and they are not even very good.
No, they're not very good. I thought they would find them and just step over them.
No,
you
no,
turned
you
me
didn't.
into a fucking caterpillar.
No, stop, children. Children, no, stop. Because what is going to happen is that you are going to walk into that city, and you are all going to face, I think, looking at you all, you are very well acquainted with violence. But I do not believe any of you have ever seen war, and what war really looks like. And I have lived a long time, and I have seen many wars come and many wars go, and one thing always stays the same. The people that you love will die. The people that are your comrades in arms will die. And you might have to watch that happen. And the last thing that you want is for the last thing you have ever said to them to be in anger. The last thing that you want is for the last thing that you have done to be hurt them, or mock them, or belittle them, or show them some sort of distrust. So when you go into danger, when you face war, when you're going into the unknown, be honest with each other, because one or more of you may not be alive tomorrow.
Fuck, Davril. It's like, I thought when you brought your mom into this, I thought she was just gonna be like just some old woman.
What do you mean?
Some old woman.
I'm not thinking clearly. That man turned me into a caterpillar. I'm still angry about that. Also, fuck wizards. Like you've just.
Is he always like this?
A little bit. Yes.
He's become a bit unhinged.
Yeah, there's been a lot. he has also. He's also.
My daughter has been kidnapped by the Cald Wizards. I've become very, very unhinged.
Yes.
Especially toward
I
wizards.
couldn't possibly know what that is like.
Trust me, sister. I am in
Sister!
the same goddamn boat.
Sister!
She's our sister.
Old woman to sister. The transition was so quick.
Carson, I am 1,200 years old.
And I'm 43. What is the difference? Do you still feel an ache in your back?
Please.
Do you feel like wearing your anger on your sleeve and on the outside somehow protects your broken heart? Because all it does is make the people who could care about you less.
No,
And if-
it makes my enemies hurt more.
You are going to die bitter, and you are going to die alone. If you
As
keep
long as that makes my daughter alive and well, I'm fine with that.
And how will you know if you're dead?
You don't get a receipt in the afterlife.
You got me there. I will say that. But
Right. It turns out that maybe 1,100 extra years of knowledge gives you a little bit of wisdom. And yes, my back does fucking hurt.
good. I was actually not good. That's not great.
I think we should
Right.
just stop. Let's just enjoy breakfast.
This
Yes.
is why we don't
Let-
bring it up in the dinner conversation or the breakfast
Yes.
conversation.
Yes, I agree. We should use this breakfast time for quiet contemplation.
Yes.
I shove bacon into my pocket.
I turned your
Poppy
bacon into wood.
in his pocket.
Why are you like this?
As Lars is like about to like dig into a plate of eggs, I just go one flick and then it's rock.
God dang it, stop it.
Okay, so, as you pull into the docks
Oh no.
at Slime Bay,
Oh Lord, what are all these symbols? I recognize that one.
That's a fucking black sun?
you pull into
What is that?
Slime Bay, and you actually, Arson, you recognize the people that are at the guard. They've raised the chain net that is the defense for the bay, and you recognize the two people standing there as members of the Shadow Thieves.
Do the Shadow Thieves have like an answer and a call, kind of like
They do. What color are cats in the dark?
No, cats are black in the night.
Yeah.
Black in the Night?
Black in the dark.
I was thinking it'd be like Flash and Thunder. It's the only one that comes to mind.
Well, that's what you were asked when you tried to get into Tanis's house the first time. I'm being consistent.
You are being consistent. I'm just being drunk.
Yeah, it's okay. So you call in response to the people manning these chains, and they lower the chains for the Empress to come in. And Captain Stroff docks the ship. He says, this is not exactly the sort of... This is not exactly the sort of mooring that the Empress is used to. But you've paid me a lot of money, so here you are. I don't think that I'm going to stay very long. So we packed in a lot of provisions because we expected more than 5 of you. So I'm just going to turn around and leave now because this city is on fucking fire.
Good decision.
Blessings
Yes.
of the thunder on you and your journeys.
Thank you for getting us here.
Thank you.
It's okay. I will enjoy the provisions as I go on my way back home.
Yes, there is a lot, and you would have the run of this very luxurious ship. just you all the way back home. It is exactly the sort of luxury that you would wish to become accustomed, that you expect. Um,
Is Cervantes here to see us as we arrive?
when you get off at the docks, you hear the not so distant sounds of battle. But I will take a moment to explain what the city looks like right now. So these symbols represent strongholds for the factions. The size of the symbol represents the strength of the stronghold. So the large ones are centralized locations where you would probably find the leadership. For instance, these are heavily fortified areas. This is where the important people are going to be. These are the real strongholds. Smaller areas are going to be more like outposts. So if you're thinking about like in Risk, these are smaller units that have been left to hold this area, but this is not the centralized location. Obviously, the Stiletto and Domino Mask are the Shadow Thieves. The Radiant Heart is, in fact, the Radiant Heart. Go figure. And the one in red, the square, is the Cowled Wizards. That is the symbol of the Cowled Wizards. The blue circle one, this is the symbol for the Sewer Mages. These are Abet's people.
The rebel wizards.
Yes, the rebel wizards. The big black square, those are the
Terrorists?
the terrorists. Yes, they took over the
Prison?
yeah, after you all quote unquote liberated it.
Did they reinstate the anti-magic bullshit or no?
Well, you don't know.
All right, that's fair.
And in case you're curious, I did use the different schools of magic for the rebel mages and the terrorists. So the symbol for the rebel mages is abjuration, and the symbol for the terrorists is evocation.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually really fucking dope
Yeah.
now that I see it, because I didn't even think the different schools of magic had different symbols. I guess this just makes me a fucking idiot. And I'm guessing the giant heart is Order of the Radiant Heart.
Yes. Yes. This is the Order of the Radiant Heart. So they have the Temple District, which is where they are housing all the refugees. And then they also have, if you remember correctly, that is where the Slippery Elf is.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So, how are we going to combine these three factions into one to fight against the possible two factions?
Arson, I think you're making a big assumption. You're assuming all these factions want to work together. These groups might not want to work together.
Here's a question. How do we make them work together?
That's more interesting of a question. Probably talking to them and seeing what they want and
Yeah.
why they're being separate.
First things first, I believe, Lars, we need to go see Dave L'Oreal, correct?
I've been directed that that's kind of not necessary. And I trust my direction, but it's also very dangerous to cross the streets, let alone get into that area.
To be honest, I'd rather visit the Order of the Radiant Heart first.
The sounds of battle as you leave the dock, as you're standing in this area, um, are louder. The further out of the slime district you go, and the more into this sort of central district you come, the louder the sounds of battle get.
Suggestion, because we have Bubbles and also Mother with me. Should we drop them off at? I wanted to drop them off at Remy's place. Particular.
At where?
Remy's place, Madame Flowers. That could be
That's-
our.
But that's on the
That's
other side
in-
of the city.
It is.
That's in Shadow Thief territory, isn't it?
We could travel through the sewers.
Up here, right?
We've done it before.
And
Or is it in
you
more here?
recall that one of Dame L'Oreal's reports that has come filtered through Lars is that the only houses in the gem district that were left standing were Madame Flowers and the Cremor estate, which is Subri's home.
Have I received my payment?
Yes,
Oh.
one of the shadow thieves would have met you there. Arson, you recognize this person as Tanis's personal accountant.
Oh no. Oh.
Thank you.
Cool.
Send Tannis my kindest regards.
Cool. I figured
Yes,
it
of
out.
course I will. It's
Now-
been a pleasure, Mr. Wands.
A pleasure, and it's good to see the city with my own eyes. I should be going.
It is absolutely a shit show. I believe that you should be going.
Yes,
I hate for this to fall apart as soon upon payment.
This ship needs to get back to Waterdeep in one piece. So, the rest of you, Godspeed, and I hope you find many truths about yourself on this journey.
Wait, can we get like provision? Never mind. Keep going.
Yeah.
You're trying to take my provisions?
Give us the money that you just got.
Oh no! Everybody just turns around and mugs.
There's the accountant who, Arson, you know his name is Raphael. The accountant turns to you and says, what sort of provisions are you in need of?
I mean, us are not in need of. I was thinking like, because the city's in siege of itself, isn't it?
Well, yes, clearly. We still have a few open lines of entrance and egress to the city that haven't been shut down yet. Though all of the safe houses have fallen. We have one line here, out into the harbor, and then we have another that goes further inland, though it goes through the fucking cemetery.
I guess I was just trying to establish another one. You know.
Waterdeep?
more- Yes, Waterdeep. Why not?
Well, that is, the reason that Tanis was trying to establish a business partnership with the Wands. She didn't exactly know that the city was going to fall into civil war, but
Mr.
she
Mis-
knew that it was coming.
I mean, Mr. Wands, do you want to? I'm not sure I can make this promise, but do you want a big, really, really big fucking favor?
What kind of favor is that?
Do you need something stolen in Waterdeep?
Something stolen in Waterdeep? Not necessarily, no.
Do you need something stolen somewhere else?
Why are you asking me this?
I am trying to establish another line of food, water, supplies to the city, at least to the shadow thieves. That
Oh. Arson, do you really think that Tanis is that unprepared?
No, but any help is good help.
If the Shadow Thieves need further assistance, I'm happy to make a deal with Tanis herself.
And she will be in touch. Thank you, Mr. Wands. I believe that our business as contracted has concluded.
It certainly has, and it was a pleasure doing so.
Safe journeys. Please contact us once you've arrived safely home.
Of course.
If you ever see Elias, tell him to go fuck himself.
I believe...
This is why we don't let him do business.
I hardly have to do that myself. The other siblings will first. Lars, have confidence in yourself and the actions you take. Davriel, stay alive so that way you can build that connection with your mother. And Arson, it would mean there is nothing in the world more that your daughter would love than to see you alive. But also, take down these goddamn cowled wizards so that I can build some business outposts here. Fuck me. And I go back up onto the ship and I go, Captain, we're leaving!
God damn, that is a man after my
I
own
thought-
heart.
I really thought that was going to take so much longer. Thank God, Mr. Wands, let's go. And if a sailing ship could squeal tires out of here, this place squeals tires out of here.
I cast control water and the ocean just...
Yeah, they are booking. So, as you leave, you walk maybe as you're talking, trying to figure out where to go. You see the familiar streets of Athkatla, and
Oh, my city's on fire.
Oh.
Fucking Greg. Sorry.
yep, fucking Greg is there.
It's the squad!
Do I see Hand Dog?
Mm-hmm.
Hold
Oh,
on,
better.
I'm not
You-
seeing anything very well.
It is. Hold on. Let me.
In real life, or...
turn on-
Like,
Let me turn on. I need to turn on daylight mode. Hold on. There we go.
There
Refresh.
we go.
Yeah. I need to turn on daylight mode. Sorry. Yeah, you walk, and this is not very far from Cervantes' house. This is maybe 3 or 4 blocks from the residential area that you know Cervantes lives in. It's just south of Joaquin's Promenade, the central marketplace that you've been to several times. And it is just absolutely on fire. And this is where we are going to end the session for today, because we're going to roll initiative on this bullshit next time.
Alright.
Yeah. So let me see if I can fix this. No, god damn it. Go to the back. Go to back.
Oh, I saw Poppy there for a second. Now she's gone. There she is.
Yeah.
Banished to the GM lair.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why she won't go on top of his token now, but
You gotta send Ethan's token to the,
I
Yeah.
have like twice is being very uncooperative. But yeah, you can get an eye of the battlefield before next week if you'd like.
who's ally and who is not.
That's it.
Especially who is attacking.
That's something that you'll have to discover. You can see that there's spells being flung from both sides. You see fucking Greg and one of the other paladins fighting with wizards. You see Arson, you recognize several members of the Shadow Thieves here. You can see Hand Dog. You recognize the tiefling fellow that's on the roof as a member of the Shadow Thieves, and you recognize the blonde here as one of the Shadow Thieves. Arson wouldn't recognize him, but the rest of you would recognize that turtle druid that
Oh.
Metal befriended.
Oh my god.
I can see Taffy.
Yes, you can't. you can see Taffy, but you can't actually see Taffy because she is hidden. She is stealthed. But you as Zach can see Taffy.
Taffy?
Taffy is the
Taffy was Arson's
Contact?
connection to the southeast. She was his
a
criminal
runner.
connection. Literally his background
Informant?
informant.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I would say that you do recognize that archmage in the middle as one of the mages that you freed from the mage prison.
Wait, which one?
But
the
not
one
the serial killer one.
not
Yeah.
the serial killer one, because
Because
that's
he's a goo man. He is made of goo.
yeah.
I half expect the Gooman to be like the leader of the resistance of mages.
I may have figured out with my brain powers who it might be.
I was gonna say, should we try to recruit these resistant mages or annihilate them?
We'll figure that out next time.
Yeah, on the next episode.
That's a
On
good
the
point.
next episode.
Something to think about. Which is
Son of a bitch.
next episode is
It's gonna be next Saturday.
next Saturday. All right.
Yes. There is a one shot on Tuesday
Yes.
that my boy is doing, and I was wondering if for the Tuesday after that, since Julian is still going to be out of town,
How dare
you all would be interested in doing a level 21 shot.
Yes.
A
That
level
is set.
20.
Yes.
Level
Say
20.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, so
Wait till you hear the red
You-
card. Red
you
card.
don't have to
Red.
say-
Yes.
No, you don't have to say more. Just yes. It's hard.
Okay,
You don't have to
so-
explain to me.
In that case, let me tell you what you've agreed to.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Because level 20 fights, level 20 players equal level 20 fights.
Well, wait. What's the qualification? What's
Instant
So
death is
this
on the
is-
table.
It doesn't
This
matter.
this is set about 10 years after the Tyranny of Dragons campaign has concluded. And the premise is that one of the PhDs has been kidnapped. It's Hinbane, because I'm DMing. Complication, she is 8.5 months pregnant
Oh,
and has been kidnapped from her home in Waterdeep. And the only clue that you have is a teleportation circle burnt into the carpet and the stench of sulfur.
dun dun dun?
the
Cool.
stench
and
of sulfur.
Ezra's got to get the band back together. Maybe make some new friends.
The band
So
back together.
Ezra's probably going to get to know Jack very well.
So that's the premise.
I'm definitely playing Edward at level 20. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Oh no!
Level 20.
He'll never die.
Oh, you don't. Do you want to know where you're going?
Astral plane.
You're
like to be
going
right.
to the city of Dis,
What?
and
Oh,
you
God.
have to storm the Iron Tower.
What
Oh,
layer of hell
God.
is? What layer of hell is that in?
Like the fourth or third or fourth or fifth.
I think it's fourth.
Because Henbane's a Despater tiefling.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Going back to hell. God.
Yep. You have to storm the Iron Tower.
All right.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I gotta make Captain Red Jack level 12 or level 20.
Yeah, you don't want him to be level 12, believe me. Because I've already started populating the floors of this tower.
Oh shit.
Deadly till deadly, right?
city of-
Always till deadly.
Always,
Any
I've been doing till deadly since you were level 3, my dude.
I may have taken your advice and I was like, builds the encounter. I'm like, deadly till deadly.
Yes, till deadly.
And this is for not this upcoming Tuesday, but for next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Next
Oh,
Tuesday.
good,
So the
It's on the 6th layer of hell.
There we go.
Oh, we were
Yeah.
totally off.
Next,
yeah.
next Tuesday you go to court.
Yeah, it'll be on the 14th.
Which is
of
also
March.
in hell.
Next
Yes.
Tuesday, we're
Man,
going
we-
to court.
Man, we're going to hell a lot.
You
A
go to
different
hell.
layer of hell.
Yeah.
There's also a really funny connection between next week's one-shot and the one-shot after that. Because I'm playing Oleander in next week's one-shot. And Henbane is pregnant with Oleander in the one-shot after that.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes. I was like, these fuckers are doing a tower siege.
Good.
Which means, do you think you're getting any long
Oh.
rests in between encounters?
No.
Yes, the boss is getting special! When the party says, we want a long rest, and I tell them, no! You cannot!
This is why I'm playing my Warlock Red Jack. Which I
Actually,
should probably send to Jen to get approved.
I was wrong. So, in real life lore, it's the sixth circle of hell that the city of Dis is in. It's like a real life thing. Well,
Yes.
you know.
Well,
but
in
Wait.
IRL lore.
in Forgotten Realms lore, it's the
like-
second layer.
The city of
Cool.
Dis is mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since fucking God, apparently I didn't study the right Bible.
Well, it's in that Catholic one, you know.
It's
Oh, that makes
somebody in some Catholic religion made it up.
It
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't be in the Mormon one.
Yeah. So, I thought that if we were doing level 20, I might give you all a little bit of leeway. Head time? Head time, that's what I was trying to say. More time to build your character since it's level 20.
So how much role playing is gonna happen leading up to we're in hell?
I'm going to say that we're going to start with Ezra having sent out the SOS to everybody already, and everybody is in the place where they're trying to figure it out. Like, in the place that she's been kidnapped. And I think if anybody has plane shift, it will be pretty easy. And if none of you have plane shift, Henbane's mom is a very high level cleric
Mm.
who does have plane shift. So, and is pretty interested in getting her daughter and grandchild back. So,
First grandchild.
yes, the first one. Before she realized that she was just going to keep getting handed redheaded children.
Oh no, they're all redheaded.
Well, Henbane and Ezra are both redheads.
Oh God.
Yep. So, Brad, if you wanted to get with one of the other get with somebody else to figure out a relationship between your characters and some of the others, since I think that most people are going to be playing returning characters.
Okay.
You don't have to, but I would encourage you to have some sort of relationship there. Because it's been years since then, so you would have had plenty of time.
Let me see.
Um,
People who's here. 1, 2, 3.
Edward has a husband. I know.
Are you gonna be my husband?
I literally wrote Joseph as a character.
What was that?
I literally rolled a D4 and then landed on you. So
Oh, you're my husband now. We're married.
We're married.
Edward is a fucking super extra Frenchman, a cavalryman. He's a fire genasi.
He's all charge, no defend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll write up the requirements and everything. So I think we rolled stats for Tyranny of Dragons, didn't we?
I don't know.
Yes.
Because Henbane rolled really shitty.
Yes. I remember it was
Just a 46.
the 46 dropped the lowest.
Yeah. So you can roll stats, just like standard 46, drop the lowest, reroll ones.
Okay.
Shit.
Everybody can have one legendary item. One.
Yeah.
You get one.
Just one?
You
I
get
don't
one.
think- I don't
You
think
know-
I could use this version of Red Jack.
You know I'm keeping that plate 3.
It's fine. But yes, everybody will get one legendary item.
Any other type of items? Or?
You can have
Holy shit.
you can have you can decide if you want to have 2 purples or 2 each of blues and greens. Write that down. So you either get your legendary and 2 purples, or you get your legendary 2 blues and 2 greens.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So you get a legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes, you
2 greens or 2 blues.
Yeah, you get a legendary. You can have 2 purples, so it can be a legendary, 2 purples, or it can be a legendary, 2 blues, 2 greens.
Okay.
It's a simple solution, guys. We just put it in the
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think Zach is writing it down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was, and then
Couldn't be
Gretchen
too
did
good.
better.
I'll do it.
Well, it's just I have a I got a level 20 Captain Red Jack from Wright's campaign. But
I'm
he
gonna
had,
ask you to make something that's not bullshit.
yeah, he's a little bullshit. Because early in the campaign, he was able to get a the book that allows you to extend charisma beyond 20.
Yeah.
So he's a little bullshit. Especially since he's a what's it called? I'm playing it in Julian's campaign. God damn it!
Hexblade.
A Hexblade Warlock. He's a Hexblade Warlock with 22 charisma, which means he's got a +6 to attacks.
Yeah, make a version of Red Jack that's not bullshit, please.
Alright.
Unless you want the manual of leadership, that's a leadership one.
I think
Unless
it's
you
a
want that to
leadership.
be your only unless you want that to be.
Here's the thing. He's
I
also
will
got.
say you can have that if it's your only purple item. You can have a legendary and that.
Oh, because he's also got a blade, a sword of. What's the new dragon sword that does a fuck ton of damage?
Jesus.
Oh, trust me, this helped him barely survive Wright's campaign. Holy fuck, does that man know how to kill level 20 characters? But he's got a weapon called Razor Burn. It's a legendary greatsword or legendary longsword that allows him to do 3d8 fire damage to enemy targets. So
Yeah, if you're gonna pull out like, I'll send out a D&D Beyond so I can look at your stuff if you're using homebrew. But I'm really just going to make the most bullshit. It's the most bullshit you're going to ever see. So I'm not super worried about it.
I could send you a thing that he's, I don't know how, but he's immune to force damage. Resistant to cold, fire, poison, and psychic damage.
There's a cloak that makes you resist that makes you immune to force damage actually.
Do I have that?
Part of that might be Infernal Constitution.
Yeah, a lot of that probably might be Infernal Constitution.
Okay, items.
I'm just double checking because this was a bullshit campaign where I was playing against a character or playing against a bad guy that was resistant to all damage and immune to psychic damage. So
you know that you're going to have to fight the Iron Duke, Despater himself, right?
nope, I do now.
Yeah, this is think of this like the Mortal Kombat tower, and you have to beat the levels in the tower to beat the guy at the top.
Don't tell me that. I've played the newest Mortal Kombat, and the time towers are bullshit.
Sorry.
Sorry
Hold
about
on,
it.
Let me. I can share this thing to you, so I'll just share it, and maybe you'll approve. I don't know.